welcome back, you guys. I made it on time. I'm still trying to see where is best to put my camera as you guys come in so that I can see your comments. So I'm going to try to see if the sun. Hey, gotta wipe you guys off. Okay. You guys be sure to like the video as you guys come in. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button as you guys come in. And say hey to the T-Bird. Say hi to the Tracy as you guys come in. Always speak, be polite, be nice, be courteous, all the good things. Okay, so welcome back to another live, you guys. In today's video, you guys know how I do. I come up with what I think I want to talk about. But as the conversation goes along, it doesn't really matter. And we have lunch. I'm doing my lunch with guys on my lives. So if you do not like mukbangs, if you do not like seeing people eat, if you do not like to hear smacking and crunching and jum, or you just don't like to look at people when they eat, you may want to just come back after about 20 minutes. Hopefully, I'll be done eating by then. Creed said, hi. Hi, Creed. How are you? Yes, you guys, say hi to me. So for lunch today, you guys, this used to be my absolute favorite. I have my straw here because, wait, I have my Diet Coke. But for lunch today, for our good lunch live, we have Wendy's, and we are eating the apple pecan salad. If you guys have never had this salad, you have no idea what you're missing. Like, I'm not even kidding. Let me try to see if I can get my wheel to go down. Come on, Matthew. Wait, no. Matthew doesn't go down. He goes in. Matthew said, I don't go down. I go in. I don't go down. I go in. So I'm having the apple pecan salad. FFD said hi. Hi. FFD said, you're looking good, girl. Hey, thank you so much. And so I have my apple pecan salad from Wendy's is what we're having for lunch. And so it's a salad with apples on it, cranberries. It is absolutely phenomenal. Grilled chicken, cranberry, dried cranberry pieces, blue cheese, and then you take these pecans and you put them on top of the salad. When I tell you divine, and then it comes with, this salad dressing, pomegranate vinaigrette. Can you guys see that? Now, the problem is that I'm here with you guys, and so I'm going to actually use the salad dressing that comes with the salad, but normally I don't. And the reason why is because just for this one packet, total carbs is 16 grams and 0 fiber. So I have nothing to subtract out of that. So just, can you guys see? Just for this little packet of salad dressing is 16 grams of carbs. Normally what I would do is I have this G Hughes that I get my condiments, and this is Black Man. You guys really need to check him out. He has ketchup, mustard, barbecue sauce, but he also has all these different flavors of salad dressing, but it's 0 carbs, 0 sugar. When I tell you guys divine, I get it off of Amazon. It's called G Hughes, and you're going to see an image of a black man's face on the bottle. I keep it. But he has this salad dressing that I love called raspberry vinaigrette, and that's what I usually use in place of this. And then I have 0 carbs. Um, Abgurium Abam said West Africa. Dang on it. FFD, you must be a plant. He is spamming my my live, you guys. He's saying the same thing over and over again. And I'm gonna have to block him. FFD, don't make me block you. I was trying to see, can I get through live without blocking somebody? Without blocking somebody. But I think I'm coming to the realization that that's just part of it. Like if you do lives, you just got to be ready. You got to be on the ready. Block, 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 block. Okay, so I am definitely ready. I'm not starving. This is what I always tell you guys. When you start doing intermittent fasting and you push back your eating window, and so now my eating window is between 12 and 7. But most of the times I finish eating at 6 in the evening. So you have your eating window, and then you have your window where you don't eat. So it's called fasting window, where you don't eat, and then a feasting window where you do eat. And so right now my feasting or eating window is between 12 and 7. But it's already a little bit after 12. I'm not hungry at all. If I was not on this live with you guys having my lunch, I could easily go to 1 or 2 o'clock. But because I'm doing my lunch live, I'm going to go ahead and eat. But I'm not hungry. And so what I ended up doing was, since I don't really get out to get to Wendy's that often, what I did was, let me put these napkins down here because I don't want to spill any food on my pretty outfit. I have on this cute little, this reminds me so much of an outfit I used to love when I was a little girl. It's like a tube top. Everybody knew. They would say, Tracy loves tube tops. But it's like a tube top, sleeveless, what do they call these nowadays? Tube top? I don't know. But it's gray, you guys. It is so freaking cute. But it has the pants, but they're not pants. They stop at the knee. And the pants are gray as well. It is so freaking cute, but it stops like right below the knee. Back in the day, we used to call these knickerbockers. Knickerbockers. And I used to have a purple set just like this. Everybody in my family would say, Tracy love her tube top. She love her tube top. So as soon as I saw this outfit, I was like, I have to have it. I couldn't find it in purple, but I found it in this gray. I'm gonna go back and see if I can find it in another color. I just got it in gray because I'm like, let me see how it fits first. And then I said, if it fits good, then I'm gonna go ahead and get another one. But I don't even know if it comes in another color. Okay, you guys, look. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, 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 hey. Okay, so I'm putting my little thing on here. And then I just matched it, you guys, with my little Louis Vuitton scarf. I have this scarf, and see how it has the gray in there? So it's like a perfect match. And then pink, because I put a little pink with some gray. But I have this, they call these scarves on, if you guys are looking for the scarf, it's called a bandeau, if I'm not mistaken, on the Louis Vuitton website. Look up BANDEUA, bandeau, and you guys can see. So it's made by Louis Vuitton. These are so freaking nice. I love these. They just add, especially like when I'm wearing my natural hair, they just add that little, to me, I think just like that little girly little touch, But I have this one. I have the one that literally looks like the handbag. So it's brown, and it has a little LV on it, like the monogram handbag, the traditional Louis Vuitton look. Oh, Tracy, please don't spill this. And then I think I have 3 of them. The third one I think is blue. The third one is like blue and white, and it has the little LVs. Can you guys see that? It has like the LVs in there right there. And it has the LVs on. Oh my God, I love these. I haven't worn them in a while though, because I was wearing my hair in braids. And so it just didn't look right with braids, I didn't think. Okay, guys. I hope I can get this salad dressing on here without getting anything on my beautiful outfit. Hey, 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 hey. Do you guys like salads? Oh, did I let you guys know that it has fresh apples on here? Fresh green apples on here. So green apples, grilled chicken, cranberry, dried cranberry, and blue cheese and romaine lettuce. And then I'm going to put this. Dang, if I was thinking, I would have brought me an extra little Tupperware dish, because I really like to just like get it all in there and shake it all up. But you know what I mean? Like it's so, the container is so small. I can't really get in there like I can't really get in there like I want to get in there. So what are you guys eating for lunch? What are you guys doing? You guys be sure to say hi as you come in. Be sure to say hi to the T-Bird. What are you guys eating for lunch? Did you already eat lunch today? Do you guys take a lunch break? Ooh. You guys know I always got my head on the swivel. And then I got, of course, my little Diet Coke. They didn't put too much ice in there. Okay, you guys. So let me get my little first bite and try not to get any of this on myself. Oh, I like to get a little bit of everything on there too. Apple, lettuce, chicken. I'm not gonna be able to fit it all on the fork. Chicken. Oh, see, like that. I didn't get my apple on there. Delish. I was trying to think. Did I check my the water bowl for the fur babies before I left? Make sure they have water. But I think I did. Guys, be sure to say hi when you guys come in and hit the like button. That's what I was saying. That because I don't get to Wendy's that often, I got a hamburger, but I'm gonna eat that for dinner. And you guys know I always take the bun off and I replace it with my 0-carb tortillas. But I'm not hungry to eat that for lunch, but I'm going to save it and eat it for dinner. Patrick said hi. Hi, Patrick. Patrick said, can I have a bite? Absolutely. There you go. Oh, it's red apples in here too. You guys, the apple with the pecans is the perfect crunch and sweetness. It is divine. It's at Wendy's, you guys. You guys probably never even noticed it. I did not know, you guys, that McDonald's stopped selling salads. When did that happen? The guys were going to get McDonald's, and they asked me if I wanted something, and I'm like, McDonald's has nothing I want. Nothing. And then I said, oh, give me a salad. They said salad was not on the menu anymore. When did McDonald's stop selling salads, you guys? Patrick said, that's what I'm talking about. Sharing is caring. Absolutely. I'm a very generous person, Patrick. I had to become cognizant of who I was generous with, because I got taken advantage of over the years, being too generous to people. Hi, Gia. Gia says, hi, Tracy. They've been stopped selling salads. When? So now McDonald's is just trash, trash, trash. The only thing that I used to like about McDonald's was the fries. And now being on a low-carb lifestyle, I can't eat the fries. So I was like, there's no reason for me to ever go to McDonald's ever again. And now they don't even sell salads. That's crazy. Oh, Patrick says, you notice they have different menus in different states. So, Patrick, in the state that you're in, do they still sell salads? He said they may not have that on the menu on his side of Texas. What part of Texas do you live in, Patrick? Patrick said you look like you were sweet. Yes, I am a nice, sweet person. Texas is off the chain. There's been coming up in my news feed so much about Houston, Texas. Baby, the STDs are off the chain in Texas. I mean in Houston, Texas. Is that because why is Houston, Texas off the chain with all these STDs? Oh yeah. Gia said, I had a lint on my phone. I couldn't see the last part. Gia says, you know, I'm raising my niece. Wow, that is amazing. Wow. That is amazing. She says she's raising her niece. We just had a conversation about this being sweet business. I am teaching my niece to kick the sweetness, be real. Oh, you mean like in dating women who just like give too much? Is that what you mean, Gia? I definitely cannot say your name. They said, I'm Japanese. It's night right now. Wow, welcome. Thank you. Mm. Gia says, yeah, sweet will get you eaten like meat. Be real, cut to the chase. Everyone does not deserve sweet. Oh, that is so true. Oh, Patrick said Houston is terrible. Why is it terrible, Patrick? Houston has been making the news, baby. Hmm. Hi. Your name is in Japanese, and I can't say that. Anybody who can speak Japanese, I'm like, what in the hell? That is amazing. Oh, yeah. Being too sweet, young ladies, will get you nowhere. Especially today. Mm-mm. These men will walk all over you. Mm. Mm. The Japanese guy said, please call me Coil. Okay. Out of all the Japanese, Gia said, out of all the Asian countries, she likes the Japanese the most. I have never been to the continent of Asia. I've never even had a really good friend who was Asian. I do not know a lot about their culture at all. Like, hardly anything. Ashley N. Dixon says, I caught a live. Hi, Tracy. Hi. You guys be sure to say hi as you come in. We're talking about this good dating and stuff. I just got to eat my lunch. Oh, Patrick said he's from a small town called Marshall, Texas. Desiree said, hi, Tracy. Hey, Desiree. Hey, girl. Hey. Gia said they're all about respect, and I can dig that. The Japanese. I get that. Yes. Yes. Now, I did personally know, now that I think about it, I did personally know several different Filipino women. Yeah, good time. I forgot to tell you guys. I forgot to tell you guys. I'm in Las Vegas. We're in the triple digits. And it absolutely will overheat the phone. But the beauty of it is Las Vegas, YouTube will keep the stream going. YouTube will keep the stream going and let me resume the live stream. I think I only got so many minutes before it will let me resume the live stream. But you guys, if the phone go out, don't go anywhere. I'm going to, at the very least, I'm going to come back and say bye. Just the phone cool off and then I'll come back on. As you can see, it doesn't really take that long before it'll cool off again. Hey, new day! Hey girl, oh my God, I haven't seen you on a live, New Day, in forever. New Day, I'm in my car. I'm not in my house, in my kitchen, burning up cookies. I think the last time I saw New Day, I was in my kitchen. I don't know what we were making, New Day. Was it some muffins or a cake? I forgot what we were making. But I was on the live, talking with everybody on the live. And I either didn't set a timer or the alarm went off and I didn't hear it because I was too busy talking to the people on the live. But I burnt these, I burnt these muffins. Oh, it was so freaking funny. Oh, Gia said, Filipina, Vietnamese, Chinese, no. Japanese, yes. Gia, have you ever dated a Japanese man? What was that like? Oh my God. Clifford said, reality is straight out of prison. Oh my God. Oh. Oh my God. Clifford, I'm sorry. I'm not in prison. I'm using an iPhone. Complain to iPhone. It is not my fault. Oh. He said straight out of prison. That is hilarious. Patrick said, I was born in North Dallas. You should visit one day. I had family in Dallas, and I went to Dallas to visit. As a matter of fact, Patrick, my very first time getting on an airplane solo by myself was when I was 16, and I went to visit family in Dallas, Texas. Yeah, I had a really good time. It was fun times, fun times, fun times. Oh, that just had me laughing so much. Yeah. Hi, welcome back, you guys. New Day said that was hilarious when I burned my muffins on that live. What made it so funny, New Day, I don't know if you remember, somebody was in the chat and they actually said, check on your muffins. And I thought they were being funny. And I was like, oh, whatever. Somebody said, you need to check on your muffins. And I was like, mind your business. I was like, mind your business. And come to find out, I was needed to check on the muffins and they burned. New Day said, love your hair, Tracy. Thank you, New Day. New Day, what you been doing? You been traveling over the summer? I know you stay traveling. I think the last time I caught up with you, were you in Korea? Have you been traveling this summer or staying close to home? Patrick said, I sound like a beautiful time. Maybe one day you'll come back. It was a really good time. I really enjoyed Dallas. But why is Houston off the charts as opposed to Dallas? Another place I visited in in Texas was, dang. Is that Sacramento? No. What is that other city I visited in Texas? I forgot. Oh, New Day says she's been staying close. Good deal. Desiree says it's hot as heck out here. Desiree, are you in Las Vegas? Can't wait till the triple digit heat is gone. Oh, yes. My favorite time, Desiree, in Las Vegas, my favorite, absolute favorite month is October. Love. You guys, the highs in October is like 80. But 80 in Las Vegas is a dream come true. Divine. Oh, I think it was Austin. Austin, Texas. Yes. Desiree said, yes, I'm in Vegas. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Hey. Living your best life here in Vegas. A lot of people say they could never live in Vegas because it's too hot. But you guys, it's really only July and August that is insane with these triple digits. It's really only July and August. You guys know I keep my eyes to the streets. I'm always watching around me. Mirror, mirror, mirror. Always. And in July and August, you guys, we just stay in the house. Or under this AC like I got it here. I know you guys hear this AC. Those 2 months, we just plan activities that are inside. Easy solution. Eli said, can you bark? Why would I bark, Eli? Can you bark? Glenn says, hi. Hi. You guys be sure to say hi as you come in, and be sure to thumbs up the video. That's how you guys can support me when you come into the live stream. Hit the thumbs up button. Marvin, is this a joke? Are you about to tell me a joke? Marvin says, what kind of sandwich should I order? A tuna or a turkey sandwich? What's the answer, Marvin? That sounds like a joke. Oh my God. Patrick says he has family in Arizona he would like to visit one day. Never been. Patrick, my second favorite place that I wanted to move to was Arizona. Phoenix, Arizona. When I was in my 20s, I saw this movie called Waiting to Excel. And it was supposed to be in Phoenix, Arizona. And ever since I saw that movie, I was like, oh, I want to move to Phoenix. I just wanted to move somewhere hot most of the year because I was born and raised in Missouri. Desiree said, oh yeah, you have to hibernate inside. with the AC on blast here in Vegas. Absolutely. You will literally melt. Desiree, before I moved here, Eli said he can bark, but he wants me to. I don't bark, Eli. Before I moved here, Desiree, I came to visit, and we visited in July, and we had a room at the Wynn. The Wynn is beautiful, you guys. Ooh, the Wynn is absolutely beautiful. And all the high-end stores are in the Wynn. So the way Vegas is set up, you guys, why they say casino and resort, is because it's not just a hotel. It's like a hotel, but the bottom floors are dedicated to shopping. And so it's like your hotel literally has a shopping mall on the first and second bottom floors. And a lot of these casino and resorts down on the strip, they have like all these like high-end stores in the mall area or shopping area. Rolex, Louis Vuitton, Prada, Hermes, all of your stores. Anything you can think of. Anything you can think of, they'll have on these first or bottom floors of the hotel. And so they try to make it so that you really don't have to leave when you come in town. And the Wynn is known for this. When you come in town, all of these resorts try to make it so that you don't ever have to leave their resort. So you never need to leave this Caesars. Caesars is huge. Caesars, you guys, is like a city. I am not kidding. It is so many buildings. It is large. You come in town, you get a room at Caesars Palace. There is absolutely no reason on earth for you to have to leave Caesars. They have all of the high-end restaurants, all of the shopping you would ever need. I mean, just literally everything you need is in this casino and resort. And so before I moved here, we came in and we visited and we stayed at the Wynn. I'm thinking Las Vegas is hot. Yeah, it was in July and I'm like, let me bring my sandals. Thinking, let me see, make sure that didn't stop. I'm like, well, let me go ahead and bring my sandals. I bring my sandals. At the time, all I wore were... That is trying to put my phone in a different location than what I've done on my previous lives. But I think now, you guys, the only way that it's going to stop it from going out is if I literally keep it over the AC. So you guys are going to really hear the AC. But that's the only way to keep from going out. Whisper said, Vegas strong all day. Yes. People always ask me, would you live somewhere else other than Las Vegas? I'm like, absolutely not. I used to think that out of the country, but I've changed my mind. The place I would live, like it's my permanent residence. There's no other place that I will live outside of Las Vegas. I'll visit, but not live. Patrick said he has to go handle his business. Have a blessed day, sweetheart. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button on your way out. So anyway, I came to Vegas and it was in July. At the time, all I used to wear was 4 and 5 inch sandals. And they would have like all these like gemstones and all kind of beautiful things. Oh my God, I used to love these sandals. I had so many pair of sandals like this. It was ridiculous. I'm coming to Vegas and it's in summer. I'm thinking, okay, pack all your nice, pretty 4 and 5 inch sandals. I come to Vegas. I didn't pack any flats. I did not pack any flip-flops. Nothing, you guys. All sandals. I get to Vegas, you guys. Day one, we go out on that strip. I'm trying to be cute on the strip. Maybe 5 minutes in. Literally, you guys, my feet in these gorgeous sandals literally was sliding down the sandals. Like, I literally could not, if this were my feet and this was the opening of the sandals, my feet was doing like this and sliding right out the sandals because it was so hot and I was sweating. I had never experienced this ever. So literally, I was sweating on my feet. I had never sweat on my feet before. So I just didn't even fathom that this was going to be a problem. I started sweating so bad, including sweating on my feet, that now my feet on these nice little glossy, beautiful, metallic gold, all these beautiful sandals was literally I couldn't even grip my sandal to stay in my sandal, and my feet was just sliding out of the sandal like this. I could not believe it. I was like, oh my God. I had never experienced a heat like that in my life. In my life. I mean, just any makeup I had on, you cannot wear makeup out here. Not in the summer months if you're planning on be outside. If you're going to some outdoor event in Las Vegas in the summer, just plan not to wear makeup. It is literally going to melt right off of your face. That's why oftentimes on the video, I have on like some lip gloss or something like that. But I'm not really out here in the heat like that. You know, usually when you guys see me on the videos, I'm on my way to somewhere. I'm on my way to the gym. I'm on my way to an event. I'm going somewhere. I'm going inside where there's AC. I've even gone out with friends, and I have to say, are you doing valet parking? Because you guys, in the summer months, and especially if you're going down to the casinos or anywhere on the strip where it's a lot of people, and the parking, you have to park far away. By the time you walk from your parking spot into that casino, getting to where you want to go, you would have melted off all of your makeup. If you're in heels, you will slide right out of those heels. Oh. After about, I don't know, a couple of hours, you guys, I had to find one of these little, if you guys have ever been to Vegas, you know, on the strip, they have all these little spots where you can buy a lot of souvenirs and all that. I had to run into one of those spots and buy me some flip-flops. And I wore flip-flops for the remaining time I was here. None of those sandals I could wear. None. And even if you're inside, the casinos are so large, you guys, that the walk from the front door to that restaurant, the walk from the front door into that club, into that venue, into that concert is so long that if you have on heels, ladies, you will suffer. You will suffer. I made that mistake too. I went to a Bill Burr concert. And I'm going to be all cute. Had my nice little fancy red dress on. And I had on these high heels. Baby, by the time we got, and my ex at the time, all he did was valet park. So we literally got dropped off at the front door. And just walking from the front door in those high heels to the venue, up the steps to our seats, my feet were screaming. I told my guy at the time, I was like, I am not willing to tear up my feet, get all kind of bunions and bruises and calluses on my feet trying to wear these high heels. As soon as we got there and we sat down, he knew it. I was like, I took off those shoes and I enjoyed the entire concert with no shoes on. Oh, as a matter of fact, because of that incident, that's when I went to the store. Ladies, do you know you can buy like these little ballerina flats, and they're like coiled up almost like a house shoe, but they're ballerina flats. As a matter of fact, there's a little kiosk down on the strip. It's like a vending machine, but it's nothing but all these little ballerina slippers. They're like rolled up in a ball like this. You can get them in all different colors, gold, black, rose, and you just like a vending machine. Because women have experienced the exact same thing I did. Tried to come out in their heels, and at the last minute got caught and their feet were burning. And now they have these little vending machines down there on the strip where you can buy you some ballerina flats. Says, which parent genes are more significant to a child's IQ? Which group scores lowest? How can that be fixed in future generations? Don't say that over and over again. Or then you're gonna just get blocked. Then I'm gonna have to block you. Oh yeah. You guys, Vegas is no joke in the summer months. Do not plan vacations unless you know you're just going to be inside. You know, it's fine. Just stay indoors. Or if you know you're going to be outside, just be prepared. Have plenty of water, electrolytes, comfortable shoes. Absolutely know that if you're drinking alcohol will dehydrate you fast as hell. We see a lot of people get rushed to the hospital because of dehydration. Because they come here, they want to party, they're drinking, drugging, doing whatever they're doing. They're not paying attention that they haven't drank any water, and next thing you know, they passed out. And the next thing you know, they're passed out on the strip. It's a real deal. It's a real situation. Brian, what movie, Brian, are you talking about? Hangover? I don't know why people love to come to Vegas and act a fool. This is why locals, you guys, we do not party on the strip. Most locals will tell you, I don't go on the strip. We like to stay far, far, far away from the strip. It's too congested, too many people, too many visitors, too many tourists. And when those tourists get here, act a fool. They like to also go to one of these places and they'll rent like a Ferrari Lamborghini. They have places like that that you can just come in town and rent one of those type of cars. For the weekend. These guys get to driving crazy. They get to driving crazy. Combine that with alcohol and drugs, and it is a recipe for disaster. Absolute disaster. So locals, we try to stay the hell away from the strip. Unless you just got a venue or a concert or something you're going to. You're down there and you get the hell out of there. And you guys are right outside the strip, the perimeter, like the neighboring, the neighborhoods right all around the strip are really dangerous. Yeah, Desiree said locals, we avoid the strip because it's so expensive. Yep. Parking fees, resort fees. Yep. Expensive drinks and restaurants. Yep. You can just you can find a much better time. Oh, Desiree, did you hear this? That they said that locals like us, we gatekeep local areas. Like we don't like to tell tourists what areas we go to off strip because we don't want them to come. Before I moved here and I heard that they were like, the locals in Vegas are very sensitive about who they share their local spots with. We do not want the tourists coming to our local spots. I have found that to be very true. We go to casinos off strip. Restaurants in off strip, because everything on the strip can be, I mean, like 3 times more than the rest of the city. It's not even worth it. And it's not like the food or the experience is going to be that much better either. It's just more expensive because it's the tourist area. Oh yeah, Desiree said, I hear the tourism has been down lately. Yes. And I recently, Desiree, went into Resort World. I was like, where are all the people? It looked freaky as hell. Like there was hardly anybody out on the floors, on the slot machines. The tables were empty. Nobody was gaming. I was like, and it was like a Friday or a Saturday night. It was freaky as hell. That is true, you guys. And I did see that on some of my news feeds was saying that this is an indicator that things, the economy is going down because they were saying nobody's coming to Vegas. With all these high expenses, cost of living so high, the first thing people cut is vacations. Resort World was empty as hell. I'm not a gambler. I'm one of those people where if I'm in the casino, if I'm there, which is very rare, then I'll say, okay, if I'm there, if I have $20 on me cash, I'm not going to the ATM to get cash out, but if I just so happen to be there, I just so happen to have cash in my wallet, then I'll just take it to a machine, put $20 in the machine, slot machine, see what happens. When that money runs out, I'm gone. I'm done. I just look at it like I'm just giving back to Vegas. I'm like, well, I just, gave back to Vegas. I just look at it like I just donated. I'm not mad. I'm not like, oh my God, I got to get that $20 back. I'm like, nope. I just gave Las Vegas a donation to my city. Yeah. Desiree said, yeah, and all of the out-of-state people don't know how to drive. Yeah. It's crazy. I don't do it at all. And I've gotten to a point now, if I'm going anywhere on the strip, somebody had to have invited me. And whoever that person is who invited me, I'll say, are you driving? I do not like to drive. I don't like to drive, period. I like the experience of being in my car. But I just stay local, do what I'm going to do, and then I'm done. Anything too far away, whoever I'm with, I'm like, can you drive? Can you drive? I told my partner the other day, no, this is about a few weeks ago, we were going somewhere, and he knows. He just gets behind the wheel of Matthew. Everybody knows I'm not driving. I'm not driving. And so we were going somewhere, and I looked at him. I said, you do know that the reason why... I said, I have to be transparent. I said, you do know that one of the main reasons why I like going places with you is because you drive. He said, really? I said, yes. He said, why? You're a good driver. I said, I just don't like driving, though. I don't like to drive. Because I got to always be like this. I'm one of those kind of like, what do they call it? Perfectionist. Like, I'm one of those people, you guys, even when it comes to driving, it's like, blinker, like I'm so alert and I'm so like this when I'm driving and just paying attention to every little thing and trying to have to figure out what this person next move about to be. This person probably about to cut in front of me. Like, it's like this. And so it feels like work when I'm driving. It feels like work. And so I'm really... Guys, this may be a really short live because this iPhone is like not having it today. iPhone is like, I tried to move and be in the shade, but the iPhone is not having it, and it just keeps dying down. It just said, keep on dying down. Where's my lip gloss? Oh yeah, so although I'm a good driver, you guys, it just takes too much out of me to be driving. I just get exhausted. So I'm usually like, are you driving? Are you driving? Who's doing a carpool? And that really will determine whether or not I go places too. I'm like, where are we going? How far is it? What time of day do I need to be there? And do I have to drive? And I hate to be selfish like that, but that's just the facts. It's not going to make me, I'm not going to even be good company anyway. If I have to drive that far and it be so taxing on me and then have to drive so far to get back home. I'm not going to be a good time anyway. So oftentimes if I have to drive and it's really, really far away, and again, depending on what time of day is, and especially if I have to get on the 15 is the highway you guys see that runs right along parallel to the strip. If I have to get on the 15, absolutely not. At night, absolutely not. You just run into all of that tourist Las Vegas Strip traffic. I'm not doing it. Townsville Tickles. What is that? New Day said, I am the same way. I'm not doing it, New Day. I'm not doing it. I ask anybody in the house. I'm like, who's driving? I never even get... We will literally be going on an event. We're taking my car. And I just go right to the passenger seat. I'm not driving. I'm not driving. Gia said, that means you're a good driver. You use a lot of energy protecting yourself and driving safe. Yes. I was like, is that just me, Gia? I'm like, why do I feel exhausted when I go on like a, I don't know, a 45-minute drive somewhere? I'm like, oh God. I remember when I was getting my hair braided, my braider stayed, her shop is on the like opposite end of town from where I live. I love this lady. Oh my God, her energy, everything is the best. I literally would be like, no. That's part of the reason why I started braiding my own hair. Not only to save money, but because I was like, that drive is so taxing on me. I cannot do it. And I literally was like, I can't drive out there. It literally, everything I do, I'm always like, how far is it from me? That's the first thing I do when somebody says, you want to go here? Let's go here. Let's do there. I'll immediately pull up my maps, look at the GPS. I'm like, how far is this from me? I'm not going to be able to make it. T-Bird will not be able to make it. I can't do it. It takes way too much freaking energy out of me. I'm like, no, I can't do it. That makes sense, though, because I got my license, you guys, super, super late. I did not get, in Missouri, we could get our license at 16 years old. I didn't get my license until 18, almost about to turn 19. All of my girlfriends would drive me. They would come pick me up and they would drive me to wherever we were going. If it wasn't one of my girlfriends, it would be whoever I was dating. They would always pick me up and they would, take me wherever we were going. Nowadays, I feel so freaking sorry for these girls today. They can't do that. They cannot tell these men where they live. Be a gentleman and come pick me up. Girl, you will get SA'd. Young ladies, don't tell these men where you live. And heck, I wish I could say you would be safer taking an Uber, but the way these girls are getting harassed and SA'd by the Uber driver, I can't even say that is a good option anymore. So I just tell the ladies, just stop dating for a while. Just take a time out. Give it 3 years. Take a break. It's just really freaking bad out here. Although I did hear that Uber recently apparently added a new feature or an option where you can say you only want a woman driver. And the women drivers can turn on the feature that says she will only pick up women passengers. I'm like, ooh, thank you. The problem is that apparently there wasn't a lot of women drivers. So a lot of women were saying that, yeah, I can turn on that feature, but it takes me a long time to get a ride because there's just not a lot of, women drivers or women drivers in their area. But hopefully with that new feature, more women, especially with, a lot of people getting laid off and taking up what they call gig work. Maybe ladies, now that you know that you can put that as a feature, maybe you will look into that as a part-time gig to be just an Uber driver. If you enjoy driving, that's a really good way to make money. And you can just turn on that feature of you only want to pick up women riders. Because these male Uber drivers are insane. Insane. I have been in plenty of Ubers with that male driver being so flirtatious, coming on to me. One guy actually asked me for my contact information. I was like, wait a minute, this is not professional. And I have always been one of those type of people where if I know that you know where I live and like you're just a service person, I'm like, I don't get too friendly. No. You're a person who usually is my UPS driver, FedEx driver, Amazon driver, anybody who knows my address just because they're offering me a service. I'm not too friendly. I'm friendly in a way where I'm like cordial, like, hi, and thank you so much for delivering my package. But that's it. Absolutely not, ladies. I've been seeing ladies say that they started dating their Uber driver. Ladies, you can't tell these, you can't let these men know where you live. You cannot let these men know where you live. These men are absolutely insane nowadays. I don't know if it's something in the water. Did you guys see? Oh my God. Of course, I believe this was in Atlanta. Did you guys see where these guys are now starting this trend of wearing skirts? And they're coming out here on these good social media streets talking about, I'm trying to put you guys right over the air. They're coming out here on these good social media streets, and they're doing like a what is it, OOTD, outfit of the day. And they're doing an outfit of the day. These young guys, and they got on a nice little fitted t-shirt and have on for real pleated skirts. I really do not know what is going on with this youth of today. But my biggest beef is these men who come out here on these social media podcasts and streets, always wanting to give this woman some advice of what she needs to do to be in a relationship. And these young boys out here are suffering. These young boys out here need male leadership so bad. They are literally screaming, "Help us!" Help us! But all these men can do is complain about these women instead of helping out these young boys out here. Gia said, that's crazy. As you said that, T, I'm literally braiding my hair now. Hey! You doing some box braids, Gia? Box braids or cornrows? I like it when the girls do the cornrows, and they'll have like some big ones, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they're just like all going back. I like when the girls do that look. I think that is sexy. Lou says, San Diego has arrived. Hi. Yes, you guys, be sure to say hi as you enter the chat, and be sure to give me a thumbs up before you leave or when you're coming in. Give me a thumbs up. A thumbs up. So these young boys are out here, you guys. And now the new fashion trend is for them to be wearing skirts. But these guys say that they're not part of the community. They're supposed to be straight guys. And now the new trend is to wear skirts. Do they really think that young girls are attracted to that? Why won't these guys just come out the closet? Lou says Young Thug did that. Lou says Lou. Lil Steve says some girls are attracted to that. Really? They really encourage it. Lil Steve, are you a man? You're telling me that these young girls are encouraging these young boys to wear skirts and that they like it. The young girl who likes to see her man in a skirt. Have the roles just reversed that much, you guys? Like, have the roles just, are they like, and don't get me wrong, you guys, I am all about the change in times. So I don't have a beef with it at all. Are you guys saying that the young girls now have become so resting in their masculinity that they actually like their guys to be in skirts? Okay. Okay. Lou Steve says, you know I'm a man. Okay. And you're telling me that these young girls like these guys wearing skirts. Why do you think that is, Lou Steve? Why do you think a young girl would like to see this young guy and his attire includes t-shirt and a pleated skirt? Steve said back in our day that was out. Ordinary says most girls are attracted to the big sausage. What does that have to do with the skirts though? Why are they in skirts? Lou Steve says that women today are different. Sure, I understand that. Tim says they're called kilts, okay? Oh, that just reminds me of my favorite movie, Breakfast Club. And one of the guys on of the five was saying that he was on the wrestling team, and the other guy said, "Oh, so you like being around a bunch of guys in tights, rolling around with a bunch of guys?" And then the guy who was on the wrestling team was like, "No, it's a wrestling team." He's like, AKA guys rolling around in tights together. I did hear that. They're called kilts. Okay? Kilts, skirts, whatever you want to call them. Whatever you guys want to call them. Why do you guys think that young ladies are attracted to young guys who wear skirts? I am starting to believe that this younger generation of woman, especially a younger lady who likes to see her man in skirts, I think she is doing the ultimate role reversal. Where she's like, I'm making my money. I am my provider. I'm my protector. I'm my producer. And so the only way you young men can be around me is if you literally take on all of the roles of the woman. So you go ahead and put yourself a skirt on, sir. Are you guys telling me that men who wear kilts, skirts, are still out here pumping their chests talking about they're the man? Oh, God. Okay. If you guys like it, I love it. You guys know I don't have a dog in the fight. I don't date at all. If this is what these young girls like, it is just so amazing, you guys, the time that we live in. We are so freaking blessed. The changing in these gender roles, the introduction and implementation of all this AI, aliens living amongst us. We are just living in some very interesting times. I find it to just be so fascinating. Castradamus says easy access. Castradamus, are you willing to wear a skirt for easy access? Is that what you're saying? It's okay to wear a skirt as a man because it's easy access? Tawanda says, I was thinking role reversal. Weird, in my opinion. What happened to protector? Are we women to take on the role too? Yep. It is absolutely. I think this younger generation is really doing the ultimate role reversal. Ashjik said, is that your real hair? Yes. Lou Steve says, it's crazy. Costradamus said never. So, Costradamus, you're not going to wear a skirt, but you said that it's for easy access. Oh, my God. From where? No. From hell. You should look up the ladies from hell. I know. Costradamus said, no, it's not okay. Okay. Ah! Francisco said a kilt is not a skirt. Francisco, what is the difference? Please educate me. What is the difference in a kilt versus a skirt? I would love to be educated on that, please. Oh, Costradamus said it was a joke. Sarcasm. I thought it was a joke when the one guy said, girls like it. Costradamus. I thought that was a joke. That's why I was like, no, you can't. But he was serious. He said girls like these dudes in skirts and they encourage it. So I'm trying to figure out why. Why would a young lady like that? Lou Steve says, I was born in 81 and we just didn't play that coming up. Same here, Lou Steve. If a dude picked me up on a date in a skirt and a t-shirt, I am shutting the door. He will never hear from me again. What are we doing here? But if this younger generation is just really trying to change the times and how we dress, how we date, relationships and everything, and these girls are taking on the literally all of the masculine roles, including the way we dress, now that I think about that, that would be a very interesting case study. What does that relationship look like when it's the lady who has taken on all and around with you guys? Somehow, some way, I turned on my hazards. What did I hit? That's how you guys know I don't do a whole lot of driving. I do not know where my hazards are. Source, show me where the hazard lights are. You guys hear them? You hear the lights? Source, show me how to turn my hazard lights off. Wait. How do I turn my hazard lights off? I mean blinkers. No, this is the hazard lights. Okay, let me go this way. Oh, RR said, I guess this is not about hair like last week. No, RR, we're talking about anything. You know how I am. I come on the live with an idea of what I want the topic to be, but then I just let you guys dictate where the conversation goes. Wait, where are my hazard lights? That is crazy, Tracy. Can you guys hear my hazard lights going? What did I touch? Okay. That's funny as heck. Girl, you don't even know where your hazard lights are. I swear to God, I am funny. I was doing something. Wait. That is going to drive me crazy. Wait. Matthew, turn off the hazard light. Just talking about cars, and I was telling you guys how much I don't like driving. Uh, I turned on the back windshield wiper too. uh, with a triangle. Look at RR trying to help me. Say it should be a switch with a triangle. How do you know about a switch with a tri? Oh shoot, that did something else. Wait a minute. I swear to God, you guys get the real true Tracy. This is really and truly how I am. A complete nut. Oh, wait. No. Okay. Okay, you guys tell me how to turn off my hazard lights. Dang. I was over here playing. I was playing around with you guys. And I did something over here. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh. Wait a minute. I thought I was just touching something over here. Source, show me how to turn this off. Because I won't be able to talk you guys with this. You know what? It kind of reminds me of, you guys know when you hear some people on their lives or something, and they have the smoke detector that beep, beep, beep. Oh my God, that drives me insane. Like if my battery is low in my smoke detector and that beep, beep sound comes, I can't even go to sleep. It drives me insane. That's what this is reminding me of. It's not driving me insane, but I won't be able to talk. I won't be able to talk. These people around me gonna think something wrong. They're gonna come over here. You guys know I always attract people trying to help me. Somebody gonna come over here and be like, girl, you okay? We see your hazards on. I think that's a real thing. Have you guys ever heard of that? Like if you're on a highway or something, and if you put out your a white towel, I think they said it's a white towel. If you put a white towel out your window, that tells the people around you that you're in danger and you need help. Somebody about to come over here and help me. That is really freaking crazy. Look at my windshield wiper. Look at my windshield. Well, oh, dang. Okay, now look. Windshield. Okay, I got that one. Windshield wiper. I know where that is now. I know where. Wait. I know where to turn off the windshield wiper. Rear. Off. I was over here, and I was moving around. Pushing all the buttons. Dang, Matthew got so much stuff on him. Matthew, you are too high tech for your owner, baby. I felt like I touched. And then I'm using you guys on the live. Normally what I would do is I would just get on my YouTube. How do you turn off your blinkers? Kashadama said, where did you get your driver's license? uh, RR said it should be near the middle console. Wait. Okay, are you Oh! Are you guys back? I figured it out, you guys. I figured it out. Okay, now you guys, look, I'm trying to do something different too. Look, so that I don't have to, I have my sun visor over my phone. Now I have my sun visor. Why am I here getting crazy? I have my sun visor over my phone. Now I'm gonna see if that will help it from going out. Okay, you guys, if you have a Range Rover, this is where it is. It's in the front. Remember I kept saying I was doing something up here when the phone went out and caused the hazard lights to come out. So on the Range Rover, you guys, it's in, you know how you have the vents for the AC to come out of? Well, I have two vents, and in between the two vents is this little bitty button, and it has a red rectangular circle. And the red rectangle, that's what the person was saying, a rectangle. But I was looking over here on the wheel for the rectangle, and I was pushing that. That's actually not a rectangle. That's a diamond. But it is. It's a red rectangle, but it's up like literally right below the dash. It's right there in between the two vents. And it's red. But I kept looking over here because I thought that I first heard it come on when I was over here looking and doing something over there. So I figured it out, you guys. So if you are like me and you silly and you don't know where your hazard lights are, if you're in the Range Rover, it's up there right below the dashboard. That is so freaking funny. Who was that saying? Where'd she get her license? Oh, God. Right? They teach you that on what, the first page? How to turn on and off your hazard lights. Oh, that is so freaking funny. And so now, you guys, I have my visor over my phone, and I don't know if the light is any good, but at least I'm going to see if that'll stop it from the phone going off. You guys, if the phone go off, just YouTube will let me resume the live. So just stay put, like my mom said, stay put. Just stay put. And yes, or I found it. The red triangle was like right below the dashboard. Wait. Tawanda said, did you hear of the red dress fundraiser in New Orleans? No. It was recent and a mix of generations. Very interesting. Red dress. What is that about? What is the premise about? Oh, Tawanda said, pull the lever forward. I know, Tawanda, I was doing all kind of stuff. I was pulling this lever forward. When on my car, though, when you pull the lever forward, it helps you pull the wheel, steering wheel, up and back. No, up and down. RR said, I'm an expert on hazards. I need to be. I now know where it is now, though. But just in case I forget, and we're doing a live again, you guys, you can say, Tracy, it's right below your phone. It's a red triangle in between the two vents. Yeah. Yeah, Twanda says safety is key. RR said, I hope the handbrake is on. Otherwise, you're going downhill. Hi, Billy. You guys be sure to say hi when you enter the live. Say hi when you enter the live. Say hi, you guys, as you enter the live. Say, hey, girl, hey. And be sure to give me a thumbs up. RR said, yes, I told you. Oh my God. Sammy says South Africa says hi. Wow, South Africa. Wow. Hey, Sammy, hi. RR, nope, I figured it out. No more hazards. Look, look. Hazards on. Hazards off. Hey! You learn something new every day. Oh my God. You learn something new every day. Maybe that was Source telling me, girl, you need to know where your hazards are. I got that life lesson. You need to know where your hazards are. What was I saying now? I don't even remember what I was talking about. Oh, I was talking about the young guys in the skirts. And so my question is this younger generation really doing a role reversal? And now the young guys are becoming more and more comfortable wearing feminine clothes like skirts. Oh, did that guy ever answer me? I asked that one guy, I said, what's the difference? He said, they're not skirts, they're kilts. And I said, could you please let me know what the difference is? Did he ever tell me or educate me on what the difference is? No, I don't see where he ever informed me what the difference was. Okay. So if this one guy who said that these young girls like to see these guys in skirts, if he is correct, my question is, are they, this younger generation, now just doing a total role reversal? And now the men are becoming more and more comfortable wearing women's clothing, and the young girls are now going to start taking on more of the masculine clothing? And if that is the case, and they really are like shifting the dynamics in these relationships like this, I am so curious, what does that relationship look like when you have two people who claim to be straight, but the woman is taking on all of the masculine identity, including her attire, and the guy is taking on all of the feminine identity, including his clothing? When you have that type of relationship, does the woman then also take on these character traits of like being very dominating to the man? You know, like, does she take it all on? Like, or is she like, sit down? Get in there and wash some dishes. Go iron your skirt. Go put on your skirt and go in the kitchen and cook. Like, is she really taking on all of the traditional masculine traits and personality characteristics of a man? There is no way you can have a man dressed in a skirt thinking he is about to come to a woman and telling her what to do. This is so interesting. I thought it was a joke, you guys. When I saw these little guys dressing up all on their Instagram, and they like, yep, I pair my pleated skirt with my high top Jordans with this little fitted tee. I was like, they're being funny. And they're not being funny, you guys. These young boys are literally making it trend to wear skirts. And these men don't think that these young boys need them. Where are these masculine man leaders? Where are they? These young boys are suffering. They literally have no guidance. But here's what is so ironic and just very interesting to me. These men will say that these boys were raised by these single moms, and this is why they are so feminine and feminine acting. Where are the fathers? Where are all these fathers? Why did these fathers abandon these young boys? And if you're saying that it's because of the single mom is the reason why these young boys act so feminine, then why don't they pose the very next question, where are the fathers? You guys, a lot of these men out here, they don't even want to just be a father figure to a young man. Like, they don't want to lead these young boys at all. All they want to do is just blame it on this woman. When you can see that these young boys clearly need some leadership. These men have just walked away from these young boys, just like leaving them to their own devices. And then when the young boys are out here wearing skirts, they're like, see, it's because he was raised by a single mama. Where's the dad? My question is, where's the dad? RR said, I like the singer Prince. He wore some strange stuff. Yes, he did. But Prince was an anomaly. You know, he was just very different. Regular, non-famous dudes were not just walking around in skirts. And I don't have a problem with boys wanting to wear makeup, wearing skirts, wearing heels. I don't have a problem with that. But can we just accept the fact that then that means that this same dude is not anybody's man, leader. He's just doing his own thing. Or can we just accept the fact that, like I say to you guys all the time, a lot of these men are down low. I really do encourage young guys, if you think that you are down low, or you think that you like guys of the same sex, I think you should experiment. Why? Because I really do think that then will prevent so many of these women ending up in relationships with a man who likes men. If they can experiment and find out early, hey, I like people of my same gender. That's what I'm attracted to. Then they can just go on and live happily ever after in a gay relationship and love a man, marry a man. Tawanda says no difference other than cultural. Is this a cultural movement? Young men, all demographics? I don't know. Temperance said, no, we are having a problem doing the duty as a man, protecting, for instance, if we protect a woman from a robber, she can falsely accuse us of rape, then we can go to jail. Temperance, I'm not sure where you going. Where you going with that? Or Temperance, are you saying that the men no longer protect women anymore because you are in fear of going to jail if you try to protect her from a rapist? It just doesn't make any sense. RR said, Tracy, may I borrow your dress for the weekend? RR, this is not a dress. It's like a jumpsuit, but it's a two-piece jumpsuit. But it looks like a jumpsuit, but it's like a tube top, and it's some pants, but they're not pants. They're what we used to call back in the day knickerbockers. They stop right below my knee. Is that not adorable? You guys know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of those ladies. I think that was the 1950s. And they started wearing pants, but then they wouldn't wear pants. They would wear little pants like this. Is this what you guys used to call them? What do you guys call this type of pants that stop right below the knee like this? Back in the day, we used to call it knickerbockers. But anyway, it's a two-piece, or it's not a dress. It's what do they call this length of pants? Do they call them crop pants? I don't know. But anyway, see, it's pants and then a shirt. But the shirt kind of comes right to the pants, so it kind of looks like one piece, but it's not. It's two pieces. I love it. Great Legend says, do you have a job? And he put job in all caps. Oh, God. Yes, I'm a business owner. Do you have a job, Great Legend? What do you do for a living, Great Legend? Bruce Wayne said these kids were raised without spankings. I swear, my pops would have knocked me out if I acted like some of these kids. Ooh, that's so true. That is so true. Bruce says, single mom or not, I don't know. I literally think the lack of pain-filled discipline leads to exactly this. Caden says, are you pregnant? Do you have kids? No, I'm not pregnant, and I'm celibate. I don't even make whoopee. I have a 19-year-old son. Big Taz says, where's your bonnet? Oh, Big Task, I don't even own a bonnet. I don't sleep in a bonnet. I don't wear bonnets. Twanda said, DL men need to come out. Stop pretending. It's okay to be true to themselves. The prison system has much to do with DL. Men come home thinking no change when preferences might have changed. Yep. Yes, Twanda said they call these pants knickers too. Knickers are gauchos? Oh, I think I heard that word too, gauchos. Caden says, was your belly huge when you were pregnant? That was 19 years ago. I think you're being funny, Caden, but I'm going to go ahead and answer that question. When I was pregnant with my son, I actually looked like you guys remember how they used to show those videos back in the day, those commercials, and they'd be talking about feed the homeless kids in Africa or something like that, and they would show this person, and they would be skinny all over, but then their belly would be huge like that. That's what I looked like when I was pregnant. Sebastian said, where did you get that headband? I was saying earlier on the live, you guys, I got this headband from Louis Vuitton. They call these headbands bandeau. I believe that's what it's called. BANDEAU, something like that. See? And you just go on to Louis Vuitton. I got 3 different kinds. I absolutely love them. I had stopped wearing them for a while, but I absolutely love them. Is that a joke? The bonnet is the super power for the strong black woman. Really? We don't all wear bonnets. We don't all wear bonnets. As a matter of fact, I've been watching some of my natural hair creators on YouTube, and this one lady was saying she has dreadlocks, and she was saying she does not understand why her edges are thinning out. And she said the only thing that she can attribute that to is the fact that she wears a bonnet to bed every night. And so she posed the question, are these bonnets also contributing to black women having thinning edges and losing hair around their hairline? So just something to think of, ladies, if you wear bonnets, and if you wear bonnets to bed. And I think she was saying something like, make sure that the bonnet, the actual band around the bonnet, she said, make sure that that part is actually silk. She said, because the bonnet itself could be silk, but the actual headband around it could be made out of polyester or something like that. So ladies, if you wear bonnets, maybe that's something to consider. And if you're experiencing any kind of thinning hairline or something like that, she was saying, look into the bonnets that you wear. Say hi, you guys, as you come into the live, and be sure to hit the thumbs up button. RR, you a man or a woman? I remember you in the chat before, but I can't remember if you're a man or a woman. You know a lot about cars. RR said, car question, do you know where your dipstick is? Not lipstick. Ha, 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 ha. And the answer to that question is no. Oh! RR, I live in the house with 4 men. And so anytime something is going on with my car, if I get a notification or anything like that, like what's the last thing I needed to do? Oh, the antifreeze was low. But anytime I get a warning like that, Matthew will give me a warning. This is low, fluid is low, tires low. Now I do, okay, kudos to me, I do know how to put air in my tire. I sure do. Oh, but a guy had to show me how to do that. He was like, okay, on this car, it'll show you. So on my car, you pull it up, and on the screen, it'll come up. It'll show a picture of Matthew, all his tires, like almost like Grand Theft Auto, all his tires. And then next to the actual tire, it'll say where the air level is. And then it'll show what the ideal setting is. So say it says ideal setting is where it should be, 45.5. The pressure, I don't know anything about that. But then in parentheses, it'll say what you actually add. And so then once you do that, then I can go to the little air machine, and then I put my little coins in it. A lot of these places around here is free. And then I can just put the little air thing in there, and then I just kind of look in here on the dash, and then it'll just keep going up, and then it'll let me know when it's reached the optimal level. Hey. Now, when it said that the antifreeze or the coolant level was low, no. I just asked David. I'm like, David, can you? Okay. And they fill it up. Because I am blessed. Because I am blessed to have men in my life that don't mind helping me out. I am blessed. So no, to answer your question, I do not know where the dipstick is. The dipstick. Do they even have dipsticks in these modern cars? I guess they do, because they gotta be able to stick the stick in there, pull it out to see where your levels are. Do they even do that though in these modern cars? Because Matthew will just tell me, for instance, is it my oil? And all I have to do is just pull up the settings on Matthew, and then it's like this little thing, and it shows me where my oil level is. So I don't know. Or are you being funny? Do they not even use those nowadays? Oh, RR says he's a man. He has a few cars and he tries to be helpful. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Yes. What type of cars do you have, RR? Are you a car enthusiast? What's the other word? Car, is it aficionado? Is that the word that I'm looking for? Basically, it just means an enthusiast. Dragon says, hi. Yes, you guys, be sure to say hi as you guys come in. So yes, I know the basics. Of course, I know how to put gas in my car. Matthew will tell me pretty much everything. When the levels are low, Matthew will tell me, and it'll stay on my screen until I clear it out. So there's no way that I can just like get in the car and not know that my oil, for instance, that my oil is low, because unless I actually clear out that message or alert, it's going to stay in my screen telling me my coolant level is low, my oil is low. What else do I know how to do? I know how to put air in my tires. But before I even knew how to put air in my tires, and I was just caught out there in the streets, I told you guys, you just, when you're just an upbeat, positive person, you just attract people who just want to help you. And so before I knew how to put air in my tires, one of my tires got low, because when the temperature changes here in Vegas, I don't know if when it gets cold or when it gets hot, I forget. But you'll just come outside and your tires will be super low, just simply because of the change in the climate. And so that had happened, and I went to go get gas, and when I walked around my car, I saw that one of my tires was like super low. And I'm like, okay. And so then I just walked back into the gas station. You know why? Because the attendant in the gas station, I told you guys, people at the Starbucks, people at the gas station, people at the grocery store, I make friends everywhere I go. And I go to the same places all the time. So they just get to see me. They get to know me. Hey, how you doing? And so in that gas station, that's the same gas station I would always go into. And so I just went inside. And I asked the guy, I was like, I know he probably was like, is this like damsel in distress at his best? Because I went in there and I was like, do you know how to put air in the tire? And he's like, of course. And then I was like, can you help me? I said, just show me once. I'll figure it out after then. And so he said, yeah, I'll do it for you. He said, the only problem is that we need to always have a person inside of the gas station. He said, so let me just make sure to finish up with this customer. He said, then I'll come out there and help you. He went in his own pocket, got some coins. I think they were like a quarter. Got some quarters. Came out. I drove over to the air pump, and then he put his money in there, and then he was showing me how to do the air thing. He's like, okay, so then it's gonna say on your dash this, and then this, and then that. And I was like, oh, okay. And so then he showed me how to do it, and that's how I learned. A perfect stranger showed me how to put air in my tires, because before then I would just always have whatever man I was dating. They would just make sure to keep gas in my car, air in my tires, things like that. But I was just out and about on my own, and the guy was just like, of course I'll help you. And he showed me how to put air in my tires. I was like, well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And it's so funny because now, even when I go into the gas station, and if he's working, he's like, do you have air in your tires? Do you have air in your tires? And I'm like, yes, I have air in my tires. I actually have, because my ex was so good, he actually bought a machine. And it's, ladies, you can get this machine. It's an actual machine, and it charges through your battery charger. And I didn't even know I had it in the freaking trunk. And I was back there doing something. I don't know, taking some groceries out. And I was like, oh my God. My ex had bought this machine that you can just put air in your tires. So now I've gotten to the point where before I even leave out, I walk around my car, make sure my tires are all good. If they're not, or if one of them looks low, then I'll just take my little machine out and put my little air in there. So I know how to put air in my tires. I know how to put gas in the car. Now I know how to put Now I know how to put my hazard lights on and off. What else are some basic stuff that I probably should know how to do? Uh, I don't put windshield wiper fluid in the car. I don't deal with anything up under the hood. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Battery change, I just take it to the dealership. What else? I'm definitely not doing anything like changing a flat tire. I'm not doing that. I just don't think that I need to do that. I have insurance. I call emergency roadside assistance. I had to tell my son that the other day because he was saying that a few months back he was somewhere out there in these streets and was coming from a date with a girl or something like that, and he got a flat tire. He said he pulled over alongside of the highway, and he was looking, but it was late. He was out super late. So I guess he was like, I'm not calling my mother. And so it was, I think he said it was like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And he said he was on his phone looking through emergency roadside assistance, on his phone. And then he was saying that the different people, what they were going to charge him to come. I don't know if they were going to, no, it wasn't a tire. The battery went dead. And so he was going through his phone, trying to see about emergency roadside assistance. And he was saying that the crazy amounts that these people were going to charge him to just come out and charge the battery. And I was like, dang, I did not tell him this. And so I was like, Gary, part of the insurance is emergency roadside assistance. So all you have to do is look on the back of your insurance card. There should be like an 866 number or an 800 number, and just call that number. We pay for that in our insurance, and then they will find the vendor or the company that does 24-hour, service for emergencies, and they will send somebody out to charge your battery. So I was like, dang, I had never told you guys know he's a new driver. He's not a new driver, but he's a teenager. So I was like, yeah, just flip that insurance card over and everything that you need to do as far as emergency roadside assistance. And I believe with the emergency roadside assistance, they come out and change my tire, my battery, if I get locked out of the car, of course, towing, but you're basically your emergency needs. So this is why I'm a proponent to always make sure and keep that insurance active, because it's not just for accidents. You just never know when you're just gonna get caught in a jam. And the insurance here in Las Vegas is insane. I told you guys before, my auto insurance is my third highest expense. It is freaking insane. But how many cars do we have on that insurance? One truck, that truck, Matthew, Brownie, trailer. 7 between trucks, trailers, cars. I think we have 7 different things on there. Expensive as hell, but it's worth it. And I've been with State Farm for forever, you guys. It's just because when I have a claim with State Farm, they don't mess around. They are out there in 2 freaking seconds. East New York in the building. AP says, what's good, pretty lady? East New York in the building. What? have a guy that I met through YouTube. His name is AP, but he's not in New York. He's in maybe Milwaukee. Did you guys know that I just recently saw the Netflix series, I think it came out in 22, about Jeffrey Dahmer? I did not know that. First of all, two things. I did not know that he was in Milwaukee. And I did not know that all of his victims were men. I thought Dahmer unalived all these women. I had no idea that he was gay and he was unaliving men. And predominantly men of color. That is crazy. That is crazy as hell. I did not know that. I knew Jeffrey Dahmer was a serial killer. I just did not know that he was gay, and I didn't know that his victims were men. RR says, if you get a motorbike, I can help you find the hazards again. I will not be getting a motorbike. Kevin is one of the guys in the house, and Kevin just recently got a motorcycle. It is sharp. It is really freaking nice. He came to me and he asked me the other day, and Kevin is already just a really nice looking guy. And since he's gotten his motorcycle, the motorcycle is really nice looking too, you guys. And he came and he asked me the other day, and he said, Tracy, he said, I get a lot. You guys know he's Latino, and so his first language is Spanish. And he said, Tracy, he said, why? He said, and he's 21. I think he'll be 22 in November. And he said, a lot of the girls I've been noticing when I drive around with my motorcycle, he said the girls are stopping me. Hey, hi, how are you? And he said they will come up to me and just say, can I ride on your motorcycle with you? Can I ride on your motorcycle with you? And he said, and he's a really responsible guy. And he said that he was like, no, like, one, I don't know you, and two, I don't have an extra helmet. And he said that the girls will be like, they just want to ride on a motorcycle with him. They don't care if they have a helmet on or not. He said, why is that? I said, Kevin, the girls love a guy on a motorcycle. I don't know why it is. It's not my thing. I was like, I have never ridden on a motorcycle. I don't want to ride on the back of your motorcycle. No. But he said that a lot of girls have been stopping him all around town wanting to ride on the back of that motorcycle with him. I'm like, Kevin, do not. He said, no. He said, if they don't have a helmet, he said, and I don't have an extra helmet, he said, no, I do not let people ride on my motorcycle if they don't have a helmet. I said, that is very dangerous. I said, but do you know how to ride with somebody on the back? He said, yeah, because he's from El Salvador. He said they drive the motorcycles all the time. So he said he knows how to ride with somebody on the back, but he's like, no, you can't ride on the back of my motorcycle if he doesn't have a helmet for you. He'll probably get a helmet now. A second helmet for the ladies. Joti says, who is your favorite Pokemon? I don't even know. I've heard of Pokemon, but I don't know who the characters are. I don't know anything about that. John, oh, you being disrespectful. John, you want to get blocked? Why are people so silly? Oh, RR said he has a Kawasaki. I have to think about that. Kawasaki Ninja. It is fast. I use it to get away from girls. I bet. Or he said a lot. That motorcycle gets a lot of attention from the girls. I was like, wow, really? He was like, yes. He said, and the white girl told him, uh, when he said, no, I don't have a helmet, so no, you can't ride. And then he said that she said she just used it to start basically to start the conversation. She started talking about his motorcycle. She just wanted to start talking to him. Apparently the ladies love that motorcycle. Bookworm says hi. Hello. How are you? Oh. Bookworm says, do you have any advice for if a sibling is getting with your bestie and last time it ended badly? So your sibling is dating or messing around with your best friend. Interesting. Interesting. I used to have family members, and it was a sister and a brother, and they were only 2 years apart. 2 years apart. Both of them beautiful, but because they went to high school at the same time, they ran in the same crowds, and so they knew the same people. And that brother, oh my God, he would be irate when he would find out that his friends had made whoopee with his sister. Ooh-wee. And then he would be fighting his sister. He would be like, why are you sleeping around with all my friends? Why you gotta be sleeping around with all my friends? And I suppose that's a hard place to be in, right? Because his boys are gonna be coming back to him. I hit your sister. I smashed your sister. So he don't want that. But at the same time, when you're so close in age like that, he can't really tell his sister who she can and can't date either. And you guys are all basically friends with all the same people. Now here's what the really funny part about it was. He used to always make whoopee with her friends as well. As a matter of fact, he would have multiple girlfriends and they would be her best friends. But he thought it was okay to make whoopee with her friends and best friends. But he would be absolutely appalled when he would find out that his sister, was messing around with his best friends. They had just a crazy dynamic. They just were crazy. Okay, now I got it. I think staying off the grid. Let's go ahead and block you because you're being disrespectful. There we go. Block you. Okay, there it is. Okay. I was like, okay, I want to be able to delete all of their messages once I block them, but I thought I was gonna have to go in there and individually delete each message, but it didn't. Thank you, YouTube. Once I had blocked the person, all of their messages deleted as well. Who is Eli James? Elijah says, hello. Hi, Elijah. Yes, you guys be sure to say hello when you come in. Keep it respectful. Keep it polite. Don't say anything crazy, so I won't have to block you. So yeah, that was a very interesting dynamic that they used to have, where that would be one of their most argued about topics too. That she didn't like him dating her friends and he didn't like her dating his friends, but they just really couldn't get around it because they both knew all of the same people because they were just so close in age like that. But it really caused for a really difficult situation though, you guys, because the siblings are so close in age, you run in the same circles. So it's kind of really hard to get around dating the same people or dating friends of your sibling. It's kind of really hard to get around that. Nikki says hi. Hey Nikki, how are you? Castradamus says, oh, you're back. Yes, because my phone overheated so far. I think it's overheated 4 times. Oh, Castradamus said, did you figure out how to turn off your emergency blinker? Yes, it was in between my 2 vents up here, not down here. And I kept looking over here. No, it was a red triangle. I think RR told me it was a red triangle, and it was in between the 2 vents up here. And so when I went like this to get the phone, when it overheated, I must have tapped on it, like with my knuckle, I must have tapped on the emergency blinker. So yes, I now know where it is, and I have cut it off. Thank you for asking. EJ says, you trying to date me, baby? EJ says, I love me a nice, pretty, older gal. Gal. Older gal. Older gal. EJ, how old are you? Saying the word gal, I'm going to assume that maybe you said the word gal. So I'm going to assume you may be in your 60s. EJ, are you in your 60s? That's going to be funny as hell if you tell me that you're in your 20s and you use the word gal. That is funny as hell. I love me an older gal. EJ, are you looking for a sugar mama? Mm-hmm. No, EJ, I'm celibate. I don't date. I don't date at all. But I sure do have a good time with you guys here on my good YouTube. Gia says, hi Tracy. Hey Gia, you're back. She said, I stepped off. You know about young women helping men. It's not young women's responsibility to help men and find their way. If they were the other way around, men would love us being helpless. Oh, yes. Young women helping these men. You know what? To any of my older fellas out there, I have had quite a few, like a lot of younger ladies, like younger than 35, tell me that these older men are looking for them to help them out with the bills. Oh my God. So these older men are not even looking to be a sugar daddy. He's asking this young tender, like they used to say back in the day, she had a little young tender. He wants this little young tender to help him with the bills. Ladies, I have been hearing a lot of young ladies say this. Like it'll be a young lady in her 20s, and she'll say she'll date a guy in his 40s, and the dude wants her to help pay the bills. Are you insane? Ladies, young ladies, young ladies, young ladies, young ladies, young ladies. You young ladies need more aunties like me. That's not how that works, young ladies. If an older man wants to date you, young lady, and I don't care if you're not a 10, I don't care if you're not a dime, the fact that you are a young lady is like precious gold. It's like precious gold. Any older man interested in you, he is supposed to be your sugar daddy. You're supposed to be the sugar baby. That's how that works. Young ladies better not let me catch you. You 20-some years old dating a 40-some-year-old man talking about, let me go in my pocketbook to pay for this date. Are you crazy? You could just get a man your age to do that with. If you're going to be helping out a man, young lady, if you're going to be going 50-50 and sometimes you pay for the date, you should be doing that with a young guy your age, not some old man. Ladies, don't let the T-Bird catch you young ladies out here helping some older man with the bills and paying for dates. Arcadia says, are you a stripper? No. Remain confident says, I quit the dating unless a woman pursue me. Women just want free food dates. I heard that the ladies will accept a date if you paying for the dinner. But you know what? Remain confident. Back in my day, a man didn't mind doing that. Back in my day, you guys, if a man was able to spend time with a fine lady, he didn't mind paying for the meal. That was just like, that's what comes with dating. Now these men are acting like that is so horrendous that a woman wants him to pay for the meal and not put out. Oh, God. I don't envy you guys today in this dating at all. Back in the day, a man would love to pay for your dinner. Like, if I went out on a date with a man, it wasn't even common for me to even, like, try to grab my purse and look like I'm about to pay for something. That man would be like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, I was going to just, a lot of these guys nowadays say, well, at least if I'm going to buy the meal, she could pay for the tip. I don't envy you guys at all. Oh, I'm so glad I'm not out here dating. I don't envy you guys at all. A man back in the day would enjoy the fact that you gave up some of your time to spend with him, to be out in public with him. Paying for the meal just came with that. He actually liked doing it. Not these guys today. This is why when people say, would you want to go back to your 20s? Hell no. Hell no. Not in today's dating. Hell no. It's going to be a hell no. Rita says, shout out to my man Elvis Presley. He died back on the toilet back in 1977. Shout out to Elvis Presley. Is today's birthday or something? Costradamus says, men, oh no. I almost deleted you. Costradamus says, men fall in love, girls are in business. Costradamus, you know you are not telling the truth. What they say on Maury Povich, you are not the father. Costradamus, you are not telling the truth. You know doggone well most of these women out here, I love him because he's so dreamy. Oh, my heart just goes pitter-pat and he gives me butterflies. You know these girls be loving on these little dudes, loving them. And men, you all are in it for one thing only, some whooping. Some whooping. Okay. Remain confident says you are supposed to help pay the bills. If you were single, you would be paying bills. Remain confident. I'm so glad you said that. I'm going to assume you are a man. Why do you think that if a woman is single and she's already paying her bills, like you just said, what is the benefit of her getting in a relationship to be with you and pay half the bills? What is the benefit to her? When she gets in a relationship, all she got to do, she's going to become your slave. You're going to be expecting whoopee from her on a regular basis. You're going to be expecting her to do 100% of the chores. Why wouldn't it just be beneficial for her to just remain single, pay all of her bills, and do what the hell she wants to do? The other thing, remain confident, I want to ask you is, I've heard this argument before where men will say, well, if you were single, you would be paying bills. So us getting together and you doing 50-50, then why isn't that a good deal? They always conveniently leave out the fact that when the man comes together with the woman, he's also bringing his bills. So now it's his bills, her bills, and then you guys are doing 50-50. You're like literally back to square one. Why wouldn't she just remain single paying her bills? What is the benefit of being with a man if she got to go 50-50 on these combined bills? What is the benefit to her? And just in case you're going to say something like, oh, she get this good eggplant. Most women don't even climax off of your eggplant. So again, I ask you, what is the benefit of a woman to go 50-50 with a man if she's already paying her own bills? Remain confident said men are looking for love and women are looking for help. No, remain confident. Absolutely not. Men are not looking for love. Men are looking to make whoopee. These are two different things. Men are looking to have a woman that he can make whoopee with on the regular basis. Guaranteed in-house whoopee. Period. The end. RR said, Tracy is for me, but she might not be for you. Oh. Remain confident says age don't matter. Help one another. That's why God put women. Oh my God. Oh my God. Ladies, didn't I tell you this is what these men think? Look at remain confident. I keep trying to tell these ladies, these men feel like you were only created to help a man. Lady. Oh. I told you, ladies, I cannot make this up. I cannot make this up. Remain confident just said it. That's why you were created, to be his helpmeet. No, sir, remain confident. That's going to be a hell no. That's not why I was created. Are you insane? Are you insane? I was not created to be your helper. Jeff Martinez says, do the ladies care about Epstein files being released? I know I don't care. Most men are creeps, and nothing in the Epstein files would surprise me. Nothing. Oh, Costradamus says feminism killed real love. That is so funny, Costradamus. I literally just made a video before I came on this live, and that's exactly what the video is titled. Did feminism destroy relationships? Short answer, no. Why are you men so afraid of feminists? Why do you think that feminism killed relationships? You're trying to tell me just because a woman has equal rights, able to go out in the workforce, make her own money, demands equal pay, able to go out, get an education, get her degrees, why would that destroy relationships? I personally think it destroyed relationships. Why? For you guys, for the men, because when women have options, oftentimes they don't choose men. They will choose their career first. And I think that's what you guys' biggest beef is. Remain Confident said, back in the day, you dated to get married. Sincere said, feminism has nothing, in all caps, to do with men. LOL. Yes. Costradamus says, I always paid on dates. It is my duty to take care of my potential wife. Yes. You men need to impress these women. If you can't impress these women, if you can't afford it, like they say, it ain't tricking if you got it. If you don't have it, put your attention on making more money. Don't hate on the men who got it and they want to show a lady a good time. They call it simping now just because a dude wants to take a lady out, treat her to fine dining, buying her gifts, buying her flowers and candy. They now call that simping. Ooh. And you guys wonder why the birth rates are down. And they're going to continue to go down. I hope they do. I hope more and more of my ladies continue to close their legs. Close your legs, ladies. Close your legs, ladies. These men don't have any kind of act right out here. They are now calling it simping if a man treats a lady with some respect. Oh, now Sincere is about to start preaching now. Sincere, don't get on here preaching now. Don't do it. Don't do it. Sincere said feminism didn't kill love. The black man not being able to provide did. I saw the girls when they have the long nails and they can click like this instead of clapping. They like. I remember back in the day, you guys, this is back in the neo soul era, and we used to actually have events where you went to these like events, and they would read poetry, and when the person would get up there and read that, oh God, do they still do that, you guys? They used to be so freaking fun. It was like karaoke, you guys, but no, you weren't singing, you were like reading off your poetry. That used to be so fun. And they would be in these nice little areas. And then when the person would get through, instead of clapping, we would do like this. Like we would all be snapping like this. Instead of clapping, we would be snapping like this. Be like, girl, you did that. You read that poetry. Oh my God, I'm gonna write some poetry. I haven't written poetry. Jesus. Definitely teenage years. They used to be so fun. What were those events called? Poetry readings? I don't know. Mark says exactly, pay half the bills and not the full bill. But Mark, you guys forget that when the two people come together, she's not paying half of her bills. She's paying half of your combined bills, the man and the woman's bills, because he's going to come with bills too. Terry said it's about liking each other's company. Mark says when you live together, you split the cost. You are not paying the entire bill for the house. Mark, I don't have a problem I literally have roommates, and we split everything 5 ways. I do not have a problem at all with humans, individuals, bringing and pulling their resources together and everybody splitting the cost. I think this is actually a genius idea. But why not just get a roommate? Why does she need to call this her man? Why don't you men see this? When she calls you her man and she's going 50-50 on all the bills, you, because you feel like you're her man, you think that you can tell her what to do. You're going to demand some whoopee from her on a regular basis. You're going to tell her that you're her leader. How are you her leader when she has to pay half of the cost? I think this is a grand idea. When people come together, pool their resources together, and then split all the costs and the bills. But this don't need to be her man. This is a roommate. And I'm all for roommates. Why do you guys need her to call you her man? You're her roommate. At best, her partner. You guys don't like the word partner, but you want her to go 50-50 on the bills. Make that make sense. Delusional. Thank you, RR. RR said, I'm just here just in case Tracy pushes another button and she needs help. I appreciate you, RR, for doing that. I appreciate that. I just attract people who want to help me. Thank you, RR, for being that person today. Thank you. 00 says, Tracy, you look good for your age. That's funny. Do you know how old I am, 00? But thank you. I'm going to take that as a compliment. You guys, it is so funny. I didn't used to say big age, of my age, auntie, things like that, because I was like, I don't necessarily want people to know my age. But one of the things that I have grown to really and truly embrace is how lucky and blessed I am to still be here on this earth, living this fabulous life for as many years that I have. It is an absolute blessing. And so now, it doesn't bother me at all when somebody's like, oh, you have a big age, or oh, you an old lady, or older gal. It doesn't bother me at all. I'm like, yes, because I have been blessed. I have been blessed. You only hope and wish to get to my age. Still looking the way I do, having the type of life that I have. Remain Confident says he is 25 years married and they built together. This is great. This is awesome. This is awesome. Remain Confident. The problem is that the way these people are dating out here today, no. These men want these women to help them pay the bills, but then the same man wants to turn around pumping his chest, talking about he's a leader. He's a provider and protector. No, sir, you're not. Classical says, how are you? Very good. Thank you for asking. Hi, Classical. Yes, you guys, be sure to say hi to me when you come in the room, when you come into the chat. Trey Williams says, isn't that what gender roles are for? Because I know most women aren't fighting in wars. Also, Trey, most women are not starting wars. So men start wars, so they should fight in the wars. They the one started it. Look at that. Pastradamus says, I am a Dutch guy. I am married and I take care of all the bills. Yes. This is what the traditional man used to do. The problem of today, though, you guys, is that you have these men who want this traditional wife, this woman from the 1950s who stays home, cooks, cleans, shut the hell up, and opens her legs. But today, this man cannot be the traditional man. Because of the high cost of living, this man literally cannot afford to be the sole provider. So the woman has to work. But this man today is like, okay, we need you to pay half on the bills, but he still wants this woman to do all of the domestic labor in the house, open up her legs 4 and 5 times a week, sit down, shut up, and let him lead. But he needs her to pay half the bills. No, there's nothing traditional about these men of today. But yet they're constantly out here on these internet streets talking about they want this traditional woman from the 1950s. It makes no sense. They're absolutely delusional. Oh, thank you, Classical says. You are so cute. Thank you. Well, look at there. Terry says, you are toxic and you will always be alone. Thank you, Terry. I'm not toxic. I talk nothing but positivity. What is toxic about teaching young ladies to choose themselves over men? What's toxic about that? Teaching young ladies to love themselves, care for themselves, develop themselves, and to choose themselves over a man. What's toxic about that, Terry? You're talking crazy talk now. Terry, I am surrounded by nothing but people who love me. Nothing but people who love me. And I do have 2 fur babies. Dang, this is going to make, I think that's going to make my 3rd person I had to block today. Dang on it. I was trying to get through a live without blocking anybody. Do you ladies see in the chat what I mean when I say these men are so, they have like no emotional intelligence whatsoever? Like they literally do not even know how to have a civilized, polite disagreement, debate, conversation without just throwing names, calling you names, calling you out your name. They just always want to, when they don't get their way or when they don't agree with you, their immediate go-to is to call you out your name or to attack your looks, or you know what I mean? Like they don't know how to just, okay, Tracy just said something that I don't agree with. They don't know how to just argue the topic. Instead, they just start throwing out digs and trying to just literally just be so disrespectful. Like they literally don't have the intelligence, the vocabulary, the words, the wherewithal to just have a conversation with someone they disagree with. They literally don't even have the capabilities. And this is why I tell you ladies, and you want to go out and date these dudes, what do you ladies think is going to happen the minute that you guys get into a disagreement? He's going, because he's like a toddler, he's going to start raising his voice, raising his volume, yelling and screaming, using profanity, F you B, I don't like you anyway, you ugly, you this, you that, you know what I mean? Do you ladies see how dangerous that is when you couple with a man who doesn't have emotional intelligence, who doesn't know how to regulate his emotions? When you get in couple with a man who doesn't know how to use his words to have a civilized, calm, cool, collected conversation. You ladies want to date these men? So far, I've had to block three, maybe four men already. Just simply because they don't agree with something that I'm saying. And they just try to attack me instead of having a rebuttal of what they disagree with. Twanda says they are concerned about their dominance. Absolutely. These men. Money Motivated said, Tracy, were you a thought in your younger days? That is a really good question. No, I was not. I was not a thought. I was one of those girls, money motivated. I was always in a relationship. From the time I was, 17, I've always been in just long-term relationships. I've dated the rainbow. I've always been in long-term relationships. But that reminds me, money motivated. I went to this, they have this drag queen brunch here in Las Vegas. It's at this place called Hamburger Maggie's. And one of these drag queens got up on the stage, and they do these performances, you guys, and lip syncing and dancing. I had never heard this song before, but the words go, once upon a time not long ago, I was a... What's the next line? Once upon a time not long ago, I was a... And then, I forget what the next line is. But soon as that drag queen came out on that stage singing that song, I died. I was screaming. I was like, I was making it rain. Oh my God, that song, it got a real catchy beat. I was asking my friends, I'm like, what song is that? I don't know who that song is. Do you guys know that song? Who has that song? I don't even know if that's a title. Once upon a time, not long ago, I was a hoe. Oh, that is so funny. Okay, so Trey Williams says feminism destroyed the nuclear family. I disagree. Why? Why, Trey? How? How about that? How did feminism destroy the nuclear family? Can you tell me how? Darius says, you do know there are some good men in the world, so please don't put all of them in the same category. Darius, I am absolutely aware of that. But we talk about the majority. We're not talking about the anomalies on here. We're not talking about the exception to the rules on here. We're talking about the concerns and issues of both men and women in this modern day dating. I sometimes get a lot of men and they'll be like, I've been married for 20 years. I've been married for 30 years. I was a good man. I'm a good man. And I'm like, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about these single men and women of today and their struggles in this dating arena. They have totally different set of issues, you guys, than we had back in the day. This younger generation is really struggling with this dating. I personally feel like because the paradigm has shifted. Men don't want these women and women don't want these men. I think when women have these super, super high standards, 6 feet tall, 6 figures, 6 pack, 6 inches, emotionally intelligent, and she keeps adding on to these standards of hers, I think that's just her way of subconsciously saying she just don't want these dudes. She does not want these dudes because she could lower her standards at any time and get some bum dude, get some average dude. It is a lot of average dudes out here looking to be chosen, but she doesn't want to lower her standards. So that tells me she just don't want a man, and she definitely don't want this average dude. So yes, Darius, to answer your question, I am absolutely aware of that. I actually personally know some really good men. I say in my videos all the time, I don't hate men. I live in a house with 4 men. I love these men. Remain Confident says black women abandoned the civil rights movement. Men held their hand to fight for her right to vote. Dylan says most people aren't compatible. Just gotta find someone they feel comfortable with and you feel comfortable with. I treat her nice. She treats me nice. We love each other. Dylan, I agree. That sounds so simple, but this younger generation is really struggling. I think that it's because they neither one of them wants to admit the obvious. They don't like each other. Which is why I always tell them, why won't you guys just take a break? Twanda says, why can't we just be human first, then partnership, and the rest shall follow? I believe men are okay with the forbidden promise. I, woman, slave, with the hope of offspring, female slave. Yep. And this is what I wish people would just start doing also, Twanda, to that point. I wish both men and women would just be honest. Men, just be honest. All you want is this woman to open up her legs and give you free access to her body. And women are looking for a provider. If these two people would just be honest from the start, I think that we could avoid all these problems. Because the man could then say, okay, I only got X amount of dollars. So here's what I can do for you. And in return, I want some whoopee. And then the woman could say, no, that's not worth it. I set the value of my whoopee, and you're going to need to come with a little bit more. He can't come with anything more? No problem at all. And they just go their separate ways. It just really grinds my gears when I hear these two genders talking about everything else. Well, women doing that and men doing this. And it's like, why won't you guys just be honest? Women, you only want to deal with a man who making dollar bills, y'all. And men, you only want to be with this woman if she is going to open up her legs. I personally don't think there's anything love in there. If it was all about love, then why is it that when this man is no longer able to provide, loses his business, loses his job, why is it that that's oftentimes when that woman is filing for divorce? Why is it, if it's all about love, that the minute this woman gets to a state where she's like, I don't want to make the whoopee, I am tired, I'm exhausted, I've had a long day at work, I've gotten to an age where I just don't, my libido has tanked, I'm not interested in making whoopee anymore, why is it that the man then goes out and cheats on her if it's all about love? They're full of malarkey. It's not about love. Darius says, I know I love my wife more than anything. I believe there's only one person put on this earth for me, and it was her. Oh, that's sweet. Dylan says, I agree, Twanda. I think a big part of being solid in a relationship is self-confidence. If you don't love yourself, you cannot expect someone else to. That is true. This is why I teach my ladies over here all the time. Until you know how to love yourself, love being alone, stop looking for a man to love you. Stop. Trey Williams says, poetry slams. Oh, are those the name of these events? Are the poetry events still going on? Is that the name of them? Poetry slams? Twanda says, if the other way around, the men would still be winning. would still be whining and complaining. They get it when it's beneficial, not when it's equitable. Sad and disappointing. Yep. So true. Yep. Twanda says, dismantle the patriarchy and live fair. They don't want to live fair. They don't want to live fair. And this is why, Twanda, they get so mad about these women having these jobs. They feel like these jobs were meant for men. So when they say feminism ruined everything, they're mad that women went out and got jobs. They then know that once women get their own jobs and their own money, and when things are fair, that woman has more options. She has more options, and she's less likely to tolerate his nonsense. Yeah, Jill said that means his bills and hers combined. Yep. Ronald Jackson says, hi. Hi, Ronald. Say hi, you guys, as you enter the chat. And be sure to do a thumbs up. Dylan says, I have never met a man who didn't like the word partner. Dylan, this is why I need you to start keeping your ears to the streets. You don't know what's going on out here. You're still thinking back in the day when you got with your woman. Things have changed drastically, Dylan. These men are literally of today saying, don't call me your partner. I am your husband. These men today, Dylan, are saying they don't like it when the woman says she's looking for a partner. You know why? Because they know that when she says husband, that means he can then come back and say, well, I'm your husband. I'm supposed to be the leader. But when she says she's looking for a partner, he then knows that that means, no, dude, no, dude. We're going to be fair on this. We're going to be doing half on these domestic chores around here. We're going to split the bills. You do not tell me what to do. I don't tell you what to do. If we both just want to be here, enjoy this good relationship and have fun, cool. But nobody is the leader of the other person. So this is why they don't like the word partner. Because partner is indicative of we are the same. We are on the same level. These men nowadays, Dylan, they don't like the word partner. Dylan said he's out. This is rage bait. Okay, Dylan, bye. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button on your way out. They don't like it, ladies, when the conversation starts getting too heated. They don't like that. Remain Confident says, I've seen this argument a lot too. I build infrastructure in America that women love. Bridges, roads, power, plants, sewers. I'm in the cold in the winter. I'm in the heat in the summer. I'm fighting wars. I don't complain. Good. I've seen this argument before. Remain confident. A lot of men are like, yeah, we build. Okay, and women give birth. Women give life. Do you not know, remain confident? The most dangerous thing a woman can do is birth a child. Do you not know all the dangers that come with a woman birthing a child? We literally create life. Do you really want to compare yourself to us? I'm not saying that I'm one of these women. I'm like, I want to get out there and fight wars. I want to get out there and fight in the military. I want to get out there and build roads. No, we all have our place. But just because you guys build buildings, build roads and bridges, doesn't mean that you're supposed to be the leader of a woman. We gave you life. You wouldn't even have a You wouldn't even have the hands to build roads and bridges and fight in wars if a woman didn't give birth to you. Do you see what I mean? Like, we're both necessary. Men feeling like just because they have a job gives them the right to lead a woman and control and conquer a woman is insanity. Insanity. So we both benefit from each other, right? Men out here building things and women out here giving birth. But you men can keep playing around if you want to. These young ladies are closing their legs. Have you guys been paying attention to the plummeting birth rates? These women are not, these young girls are not playing games with you men. They are closing their legs and they are not having babies. Big Task said, when was the last time you yelled at a black man? Big Task, I don't yell at anybody. And I don't yell at men. I have a 19-year-old son. That was never my parenting style. I'm a cool, calm, collected type of gal. If I have a problem, then I'm going to sit and we're going to have a discussion. I don't do any of that yelling. Oh no, I do not do any of that yelling. As a matter of fact, if I am talking to a man and he raises his volume with me, you know what I do? I immediately lower my volume. I don't like that, I don't like that. You know what I do? I go, I would just get quiet. And if he won't tone it down, I'll give him like one warning. Bring down your volume. Do not talk to me like that. Watch your tone. If he still is rambunctious and getting all crazy, I'll literally say, I'm going to end this conversation right now. I don't do all that back and forth with people. Not men, not women, not nobody. I don't do any kind of back and forth, yelling, screaming, using profanity with anyone. Remain Confident says 57 looks hot on Tracy. No, I'm not quite 57. Good night, your mom. Your mom says she's going to sleep. Thank you. Make sure to thumbs up the video on your way out. Remain Confident says never let a single woman give marital advice. And I'm assuming you're talking about me, Remain Confident. Here's another thing you need to pay attention to, Remain Confident. It is a lot. It's not women like me that's keeping these single women single. Remain Confident. Look at all of this content out here. It is married women coming out here on these good streets talking about how horrible their husbands are, talking about how horrific their life is being married to this man. It's not, ask these single women. It's not single women like me keeping them single. They're literally hearing it from the horse's mouth. It is married women coming out here on these social media streets in droves, talking about they wish they were not married, how they want a divorce, how their husbands mistreat them, how they're in a toxic relationship, how the husband doesn't help with any of the chores around the house, how the husband doesn't help them parent these kids, how she can't even go out and spend a day at the salon, getting a massage, getting her hair done, how she can't even go on a girls trip because she has to do everything in the house. It's not women like me. It's married women keeping these single women single. They're like, I don't want to live like that. Coco Bubble says she's not toxic. Thank you. No, I am not toxic. You know what I don't understand, ladies? Why is it that these men say that somebody like me is toxic or negative when all I'm trying to do is promote young ladies to choose themselves over anybody else, to put themselves first? Have you ladies not noticed that a lot of these men on their podcasts, they have so many complaints about women, and they're talking to these men, yeah, man, because these women thoughts, these women wearing all these wigs, these women want you to take them out to dinner, and they're complaining all about these women. But do you guys ever notice the one thing that they never say and recommend to their fellow man? They'll say things like, don't date a woman who got kids. Don't date a woman who's been married more than twice. Don't date a woman if she's over 35. Don't date a woman if she's wearing wigs. Don't date a thought, right? They never say, hey men, why don't you men stop making whoopee? Hey men, why don't you take a time out from these women? They never want to give men the advice that I give women, which is go on a celibacy tour. Just stop making whoopee. You know why? Because they need women. But I'm the toxic one for trying to encourage young ladies to choose themselves, to love and fall in love with themselves, to put their education, career, and making their own money and not relying on a man for money and income. I'm the negative person. I'm the toxic person. Why is it that none of these men, while they're out there complaining about women, why do they never recommend, hey men, why don't you take a time out? Why don't you stop dating? Why don't you stop making whoopee with these women? Since these women are so toxic and they're so bad for you, why don't they ever encourage other men to just stop making whoopee? Problem solved. Stop going out on dates. Stop approaching women. Stop making whoopee with these women. But they call it semen retention. What is the name of that? They call semen retention something else. Oh, I used to have it when I did my research on that. They got a name for it. I almost had it. Semen retention. Why don't they start encouraging more of their fellow man to go on a celibacy tour? If you're so disappointed by these modern day women and modern day dating, why don't you stop dating? Stay off the dating apps. Why don't you just focus in on yourself? Don't pay these women any attention. Twanda says, on point, Dylan. Self-love, self-growth, and self is major. Unfortunately, some people are okay with expecting betterment with the same inaction. FU, I thought I blocked you, FU. FU says, single crazy cat lady giving relationship advice without ever being in a relationship. He has no idea. Bless his soul. I thought I blocked you. Okay, let me see if I can do this. Fahad says, hey, you remember me? No, I don't. But hi, hello. The Dan says, you good. Hi. Say hi, you guys, when you come into the chat. Zachary says, why should we get relationship advice from you? Zachary, go get relationship advice from whomever you want. I didn't tell you you need to get relationship advice from me. If you've been following me on my channel, you would know that I think that relationships are dead. I think that women need to concentrate on their relationship with themselves. I tell women to go on celibacy tours and close their legs. If you don't want that advice, Zachary, if you don't want to hear that advice, Zachary, get off the live. Go get advice from somebody else. I think relationships are dead. Coco says they feel attacked. Aww. I know. That's what I've been finding a lot, Coco. This modern day man is really sensitive. Woo-wee. He is really sensitive. He will get bent out of shape really, really fast. And when he get bent out of shape, baby, that's when the profanity comes. They start calling you out your name. Yep. Twanda says they like to gaslight and projection. Yep. Zachary says it seems like I'm the problem. Zachary, click off the live, babe. Why are you listening to somebody if you think that I'm the problem? Why would you be listening to me? Just silliness. Elijah says, hello, I'm back. Hi, Elijah. Welcome back. Oh, no, really? Gia says, Tracy, also, as of yesterday, I am a mama of 2 beautiful boy cats. What type of cats are they? We just got Isaiah yesterday. Oh, what's the other cat name, Gia? Isaiah. I love that name. I have a sister, and back when we were in our 20s, she had this cat. She named her cat Marty after Mardi Gras. And I think she had just recently came back from Mardi Gras in Louisiana, and she named her cat Marty. You guys, when I tell you Marty was like a straight up kid, Marty was so bad. He had so much personality, you guys. He would jump on her kitchen counter. He would go in the cabinets. He knew how to eat chicken. Oh my God, Marty was crazy. Marty was crazy. He was like a real kid. He was so funny. Isaiah, I like that name, Gia. Remain Confident says she has never been in a loving relationship. She paints the worst case scenarios. Oh, Remain Confident. How little you know about me. How little you know about me. I've had plenty of loving relationships. I love men. I just think modern day dating, they need to take a time out. Gia said they are low-level thinkers. Yes, these men are just so basic. Just basic. Jay says, that hairstyle is so pretty. Thank you, Jay. Tanya says, how? When many men, fathers, choose to be absent. Hence, one of the reasons men can't handle being the provider and protector. Yep. Twanda, this is what I don't understand. When these men have so much commentary about this single baby mama, where's the father? Every time a young man is doing something inappropriate or ridiculous, I bet he was raised by a single mama. Where's the father, sir? Where did the father go? J. Mo says, find better people to sleep with and no accountability. Remain Confident says the entire population is average. Sure. Samuel says every female is average. Again, I want to ask you guys this question. If men have so much negative things to say about these women, why won't they just go their own way? This is one of the things that I used to really like about the MGTOW movement. MGTOW was men going their own way. Men, if you are so uninterested in these women, why won't you guys stop dating them? Why do you guys continue to talk about these women like this? Why won't you just go your own way? This is why I never understand men here in the United States. I'm gonna go be a passport bro. I'm gonna be a passport bro. I'm like, why are you talking about it? Go. Why won't you just go? If you think that things are different and better outside of the country, why are you still here talking? Oh. Uh. 3-1. Jeff says, hello, this is a PSA. There are several issues of fecal matter in the macaroni salad. What, really? I don't eat macaroni salad. Very important. Stay away, stay away, stay away. Fecal matter in the macaroni salad. If you guys eat macaroni salad, maybe look into what Jeff is talking about. Samuel says, until a female get a man, she is average. And so having a man makes her above average? Okay, you keep thinking that, Samuel. You keep thinking that, Samuel. Samuel, if that was true, then why do you have so many single women out here? If it's really true that having a man adds all this value to a woman, why doesn't she have a man? Why are there so many single women out here? If that was factual, why are there so many single women out here? Why don't you just have women just picking up a man off the corner, picking up a homeless man, start dating just any man she can find just because having a man gives her value? Why are there so many single women out here then, Samuel? London says, because back then, having a job was all a man needed to get a wife. Now it's not promised, so they don't even want to work. That is so true. Now that is actual factual. Look it up, you guys. They are like, these men are literally in crisis, and the government is worried. They call them NEET, not participating in education, employment, or any kind of training. These men are just giving up because they can't get a woman. So again, how is it that a man adds value to the woman just by having a man? These men are literally suffering out here because they are alone. They are doing whatever they can do trying to get this man matched up with a woman, because they know that a single man, this has actually been proven, Samuel, that a single young man without a job and a woman is the most dangerous person on earth. I didn't just make it up. Look it up. A young, broke man without a woman is the most dangerous person on earth. Why? Because they need women. Remain Confident says, why these good men don't want to marry you, Tracy? Remain Confident, I've been married before, sweetie. You guys can't use profanity. YouTube will block you and I will block you. You can't use profanity. I don't use profanity. You don't use profanity. I demand respect. So give me respect. I am respectful to you. You have to be respectful to me. Otherwise you get blocked. Yes, Remain Confident. I have been married multiple times. I'm not one of these women out here, older and never been married, and looking for a man. I'm not looking for a man. I don't want a man. I have taken a vow of lifetime celibacy. Life is good. Samuel said, all people who think they are not average are in fact average. Okay? Jay says, black women have to open up their options. That's when the life gets better. Stop saying, stop staying. Ooh, that's a tongue twister for me, Jay. Stop staying stuck in the struggle love realm. It's time to move on, Jay. Now, you done said a whole word. I try to tell my black women, if you still want to play with these men out here, will you at least open up your options? Stop doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result. Jay said, I'm far behind in the chat. Oh, really? Shoot. Where you go? Let me see where I left off. Dang, you right, Jay. I am behind. Jay says she's beautiful. I hope to look that good when I get her age. Thank you, Jay. Life is good on this side, Jay. J-Mo says men are supposed to provide. What do women bring? Really, Jay? I mean, really, J-Mo? You had to ask that question out loud? Really? Gia says, I am actively dating. The men seem to only want children from me. Wow. I keep saying no. Every guy wants a baby, then tells me I don't have to do anything. Like, why would I do that? Childbirth equals danger. Facts. She says, these guys don't even love or even know how to love. AP says, hi, gorgeous. Now, which AP is this? I had another AP in the chat earlier, but he said he was from New York. Is this the AP that I actually know? Or is this the same one from New York? But hi. Either way, hi. Bizman says marriage is not a partnership. He said because partner means equal, right? Yep. Jay says men don't want lineage, they want opportunity and their egos stroked. Facts. Psycho something says, get yourself in the kitchen. I told you, ladies, look at what they're saying in the chat. They think your job is to cook and clean and open your legs. Psycho says, don't you want a roof over your head? I don't have to have a man to have a roof over my head, though, Psycho. These women, and this ladies, look, this is what the problem is. These men now see that they are not needed. These ladies don't need them. If she has a career, she can apply for a loan and get herself her house. These men are starting to realize these ladies don't actually need them anymore. And this is why they're blaming feminism destroying relationships. Yep, Twanda says they want partnership only when it comes to bills, nothing else. AP says, no, ma'am, really 50-50 and 20-25. No man does 50-50? Is that what you mean? No man does 50-50 in 2025? Psycho says, you look, ladies, Psycho says, you can't even give a child. You have nothing left to offer. Dang. Peter says men give life. Oh, God. I think these men come on here to make me laugh. I forgot who that was in another chat said, men give life. Really, Peter? How? Ah. Then Peter came back, said, men and God give life. Really? Women have nothing to do with it, Peter? That is funny. AP says women give pleasure. Exactly. Exactly. I don't understand why people don't just get honest. I don't talk Bible talk over here, you guys. Bizman says, you did give us life came from a man. Again, he's another person saying that life came from a man. How? Did you guys just not take science class? Do you guys not know that women give birth? Talk to me. Twanda says women are building infrastructure, a life without life. What is the point of bridges? Exactly, Twanda. What is the point of bridges and roads if you don't have life? Bizman says, where's your husband? None of your business. Oh my God. What is that? Hey, Patrick says, I love you. Hi, say hi, you guys, as you come in. Hey. Oh my God, that was so funny. Bizman again says, where's your husband? Why do you care, Bizman? Yeah, Psycho. I want my ladies to start closing their legs. J-Mo says, remember that when you're dying alone. Ladies, I really want you to pay attention to these men comments. They literally are reading a script from the same playbook. They literally all say the same thing. Women are only good to have birth. You're going to die single and alone. You're going to die alone with your cats. They literally say the same thing. They are literally like toddlers. They have no good conversation, no original thought. They just on like repeat, like robots. They literally just say the same thing. You guys, I'm a person who likes to be intellectually stimulated. So try to come up with some better lines when you're in the chat. Give me something to like think about. Give me something to give me pause and say, I never thought of it that way. Don't keep just regurgitating the same lines, you guys. Men, please, get some intelligence about you. Jay says, yep, 33 and no children. Good for you, Jay. AP says, I ain't gonna lie. You look good. Thank you. I ain't even gonna lie. What did the guy say? No, you guys, the younger generation, they say, I'm not even gonna hold you. I love when they say that. I'm not even gonna hold you. AP says, real men don't argue with women. Facts. London says, Tracy don't look like no 57. London, these people are just being funny. Oh, this is a good one. Jay says, at AP, facts, the most masculine man I've ever been with never argued with me. LOL, I just knew it didn't work with him. Yeah. I personally don't think, I personally feel like emotionally intelligent people do not argue. We can have disagreements. We can sit down and have conversations, but yelling, screaming, arguing back and forth, to me, that's for kids. And the most emotionally mature people that I have seen, men, no, I agree. They do not argue with women. I'm not saying that they're like, oh, all women are right. They're right in everything they say. No, they just can sit down and have a dialogue. And they're like, oh, okay. Or they'll say things like, okay, I'm going to have to, we're going to have to agree to disagree on this topic. And they keep it moving. All this back and forth. These younger men, this modern day man he's sensitive. He loves to argue. He loves to be on these podcasts talking women talk. They stay in women's business. What a woman doing, what she not doing. And to the person who said that men, they build bridges and roads, I really do agree that this is what's wrong with a lot of these modern day men. They stuck behind these cubicles, they stuck behind these desks and these eggplant microphones doing what I think is a woman's job, sitting and talking, and they need to get outside and build something. I really do think that this is the problem with this modern day man. He just want to sit on his podcast and talk about women. Go outside and do something. Go cut down some trees. Go build some roads and bridges. Go fight in a war. I really do think that that's the problem, that these modern day men are not doing the traditional manly jobs. They need to get outside. Peter said she's promoting the devil's agenda, not God. Peter, I don't believe in the devil, sweetie. I believe you are your own devil. AP says, I ain't gonna lie. Dating women with kids is not it. AP, do you have kids? I personally agree. If you don't have kids, I don't think you should date a woman with kids. Women who don't have kids, I don't think they should date men who have kids. I agree. Fred says, yeah, but when you single, you would have to do that anyway. You should think about your kids and how it would affect your family. Fred, I know so many women had kids with men hoping for this nuclear family, and that man leave her out in the dust, leaving her a single baby mama. Do you men actually think that these women seek to get pregnant, have a baby, with the hopes and intentions that this man is going to leave her? Is that what you guys are saying? That she wants to be a single baby mama? Twanda says men are always about gain. Get what you can get at the other's expense. Otherwise, the conversation will be similar or both sides. Then all can come to the table and collaborate. Remain Confident says you ain't protesting strip clubs and abortion clinics. I sure am not. Why? Strip clubs is just women taking off their clothes and men going in there willingly paying for them to take off their clothes. She's making her money. What's wrong with that? What was I saying? Jay says not dealing with women and not sleeping with women is two different things. Men will sleep with a woman and still not deal with her. Oh, absolutely. Twanda said, is semen retention real? I'm thinking semen is regenerated once released. Otherwise, it would be an emergency crisis. Another excuse for men to have their way without giving their share. Hi, Maria. Maria said hi. Al said hi. Al said, let's get some real questions asked around here. Do she see that? I'm trying to go down the comments, you guys. I'm way, like Jay said, I'm way behind. J-Mo says, I've heard this argument before too. This is hilarious. How many of you women have male bosses? I bet you listen to him with no questions asked. Absolutely. You know why, J-Mo? Because that's her job. She's getting paid. Is this man paying her? This is what men kill me. They want to be your leader, but they can't even pay the bills. They wonder, ladies, why you listen to your boss at work who's a man, but you won't listen to him. He's your man. But he can't pay the bills. Oh, Twanda says, Tracy, have you watched Lisa on YV Edit? She is young and awakened, on the same wavelength for social relationship change. Check her out. Okay. Lisa on YV Edit. I sure will look her up. I've been seeing a lot of my young ladies out here though. I love to see these ladies out here, you guys, making content and exposing these dudes. Oh, and telling what they're dealing with out here with these dudes. I had to turn down the AC, you guys, but it's getting hot. It's getting hot in here. Oh, that's what we dance on that song sometimes. It's getting, my dance class. It's getting hot in here, so take them. I am getting so hot. I'm trying to get a copyright. Yes, Twanda. Twanda says, speaking of life, women have the seeds, ovaries, not men. They have the sperm, yet they've convinced themselves that they give life. Crazy. I don't know when did that come about, that these men now think that they give life. That is, you know what? I don't watch her, but I saw, came up on my timeline, Cynthia G, maybe a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, did a live on men. Why won't men go ahead and create life then? And she did this whole live dispelling the fact that men don't create life. And I thought she was being funny, because sometimes Cynthia G will, like, she is like a comedian. She is funny as hell. And so I was like, oh, Cynthia just being funny. But no, come to find out, you guys know a lot of men are out here saying some of the things that these men in this chat is saying. That they are literally going around here talking about they create life. Ladies, you better start checking these men and putting these men in their place. You saw how quickly that, and you guys know I'm part of the community. I don't have no problems with it. But you guys saw how quickly trans women were starting to call biological women cis. and they wanted to be called women, and they wanted to call women who are biologically born women, they wanted to call us cisgender, and they were women. And women had to put down their feet. We were like, absolutely not, sir. Absolutely not. You're not going to call me cis and call yourself a woman, and you have testicles and a whole eggplant in between your legs. But ladies, you see how quickly that got out of hand. You see how quickly that got out of hand. Even, what's his name? Caitlyn Jenner said, no, we're not trans women. We are trans people. Call me a trans person. Even she had to come forward and say, no, come on. You know, it was almost like Caitlyn was like, come on, guys. Now we taking it too far. We are not women. But ladies, you saw how quickly that got out of hand. If you ladies don't start checking these men and putting them in their places, they're going to be out here talking about they create life. That's why I put them in their place every chance I get. That's why I remind these men every chance I get. I gave you life. Period. The end. I gave you life. You can go on talking all that nonsense all you want. I'm going to keep reminding you. I gave you life. Women create life. Okay? When you're talking about what is a woman good for? Women create life. End of subject. The end. I gave life. I don't know why that was retracted. That message was retracted, Gia. Yeah. Caitlyn on the Wheaties box. Who was Bruce Jenner. He was an Olympian star. What was his sport? Was it running? I don't know. Anyway, he wanted to transition into a woman. Everybody rallied behind trans people, and these trans women who are just men, biologically born male, but they haven't even cut off their eggplant or testicles, but they wanted to be called trans women. Then they took it to the next level and were like, we're women and biologically born women. You guys are called cis. And women were like, oh, no. Now that is where you draw the line, sir. That is where we're going to draw the line. You are not a woman. You are trans. And even Caitlyn had to come out and was like, we took it too far. We took it too far. Just call me a trans person. You don't need to call me a trans woman trying to be politically correct. Just call me a trans person is what Caitlyn had to come out and say. Ladies, you need to check these men every chance you get. If this is now what these men are starting to say, that they create life, that they give life. And ladies, I don't have any problem. I don't want no smoke about your religion. But this is why I always ask my ladies to reconsider that religion and that Bible. Because you see how many men in this comment section said, God said, God is a man, God is male. They've given God the male gender. God created life. God said that God and man create life, not women. Do you guys see what these men are now saying? God said, a male. This is how quickly the tables will turn on you ladies if you don't start checking these men. If you don't start putting them in their place. Okay, you guys, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for another fabulous live. I just love it. I love it. I love it. You guys have such great conversation. Twanda, Gia, RR, thank you for helping me find out my where my hazard lights were. I'm trying to think of the people who were really super active in the conversation. You guys, and men out there, again, I don't hate men. I love men. I don't mind that you men disagree with me. Just have an intellectual conversation with me. You won't get blocked if you disagree with me. Just tell me why you disagree. Just tell me your stance on that topic. State your stance, state your rebuttal without, being belligerent, without calling me names. I don't mind people disagreeing with me. So I thank everybody who was active in the chat today, keeping the conversation going. New Day, I remember you were out there. Oh my God, the phone went on and off so many times, you guys, that I'm forgetting people who were active in the chat from the very beginning. Astradamus or Crossadamus, something like that was that person's name. Uh, Again, you guys, some of these men totally disagree with me, but they were able to stay active in the chat and just have a conversation. That's what we like to do, have conversations. So I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for coming on to the chat. Thank you, Twanda. Thank you, guys. And I will see you next week. Oh, you guys, I'm going to try to make Thursday my day to do my live streams Thursday afternoons like we did today around 12. I think this is a good day for me to do my live streams on. So be looking out for the live streams. I think today I was able to give you guys a reminder out there. But I'm definitely committed to going live with you guys, doing a lunch live where I have to eat my lunch and then we can get into the topic and have a good conversation like this. But I think I'm absolutely committed to doing it on Thursdays. I think Thursdays, I figured out, is my best day to go live with you guys. So thank you to everyone who joined me on this good live. Thank you for all of the men, even if you disagreed. You kept it polite, you kept it classy, you were a gentleman, and we just had good conversations. And of course, thank you to all of my beautiful ladies out there. We're gonna keep it strong, we're gonna keep it positive, we're gonna keep it classy. And I will see you guys on the next one next week, next Thursday. And then tomorrow, of course, you guys know the upload is coming tomorrow. I'd like to try to give you guys a heads up of what that video is about, but what is tomorrow's video about? Oh, I think it is sometimes the most powerful thing a woman can do is walk away, meaning leave a relationship, and how that is so powerful for a woman to leave a relationship as opposed to remain in a toxic relationship. It's either that or 10 reasons of why you should remain single. One of those two. But look out for that, you guys, on the daily uploads. You guys know they come every single day. Okay, you guys, I will see you tomorrow on the upload, and I'll definitely see you guys next Thursday for our live. Thank you to everyone. We had a fabulous chat today. Thank you. I thank you. I thank you. And I thank you. Love you guys. Bye.